Go ahead.
Hello, test 1 2.
Hello. This is a test of the emergency broadcast system.
We have released nerve gas into your vents. Please hold breath while we clear the air.
Okay, we did not have nerve gas, but we use laughing gas.
Was that not the fart bomb I purchased at Party City?
Oh, that is the nerve of you.
He's got jokes. This guy has got jokes.
But we bought the replica from the movie The Rock, so it looks like the strand pearl.
Oh yes, it looked like the DNA strand.
Yes, the gas that they used.
Yeah,
it's VX gas.
VX gas. Yes,
that's what I was trying to remember.
Rockets, yes.
You know, we were never too familiar with rockets, you know, but we're getting there. You know, wink, wink.
Welcome to another episode of Enter the Nerdom. I'm here with the cream of the crop. Yeah, my co-host
Stan Warsini.
The ultimate Watson Bradshaw. And I'm obviously Macho Man Chad Cook. And we're here to deliver some more nerd wisdom.
Yes. I don't have a wrestler's voice.
That's okay.
I'll do one for you. Now, let me take a sip of this beer. What?
Okay.
You don't want to take a bite of your ding dong?
Oh, I'll have enough.
This I don't want to steal it, so Will Sasso, thank you, but
I'd like another bite of that ding dong eat-a-thon. I think I might film myself while I eat a ding dong, a Hostess cake. Just so you think, no, it's a Hostess cake, not just a ding dong.
Very good, very good. So I'm here today with two wrestlers, apparently.
Oh yeah, we're going to be talking all sorts of things, conspiracies.
Oh yeah,
all about the Hollywood.
Because the Ultimate Warrior, you know, was a crazy right-wing guy.
Wait a minute, didn't you pass away?
Yeah. Or at least that's what I told the government.
This is new. This is news. First there's aliens, now there's ghosts. We're gonna be talking to the first ghost in recorded history.
Exclusively on Enter the Nerdom.
Exclusive.
Can you imagine the first ghost being the Ultimate Warrior though? Like that's the worst ghost you want to see. Like you'd want Einstein or so, like someone
Abraham Lincoln.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Someone of learning to tell you about the afterlife instead of just a guy who's roided out of his brain.
If it was Lincoln, I'd be like, "Did you like the play though?"
Oh jeez.
Oh god.
I don't remember much.
Oh god. Oh, too soon.
Too soon.
Too soon.
About 145 years too soon.
Yeah, exactly. So yeah, we went to some movies this past. Well, you guys did.
Yeah, it's, I mean, we're here at the end of summer.
End of summer. Yes. Well, not so much in Los Angeles, but yeah.
I mean,
we don't really get the end of summer until about November here.
It's summer 24/7, baby.
Yeah, pretty much.
I always kind of see Labor Day as the closeout of the summer.
Hey, I still wear white. Okay.
Wow.
Oh wow. Get off the podcast. Right,
well, you never know when.
Where is that? What is that from? What is that?
I'm not
about?
really sure, dude.
Does anyone know?
I think it has something to do with it's supposed to be like a sign of surrender or something like that.
I forget
something
what it is exactly, but I always
write in your answers, please.
Yeah, send
on paper.
Let us know. Let us dummies know.
Yeah.
Because I always thought if you can't wear it after Labor Day. But
when does it turn around? When
is it on Labor Day? You can wear it then.
Only on after. So it says the unspoken rule, now very much spoken, was created by the old money elite, hoping to elevate themselves. Those with enough capital to travel during winter and fall wore white as vacation attire, meant to signal an air of leisure. So I guess Labor Day, you're supposed to, it's for the working class, working man. And then, which was when the holiday was adopted, it was a huge thing because it was the first time that the unions had begun to adopt 8-hour work days, and the weekend as a standard amount of pay for a standard amount of labor. So I guess it was more of a traditional thing back then.
But my question is, when does after Labor Day end? Because does that go all the way year round?
I think it's maybe the couple days after, I would
It's like
suppose.
they should specify. I think they should specify.
They probably
Yeah.
should. They probably should. Nah, that's weird.
It's like
They don't teach you that in grade school.
They do not.
it's like
They
you
do
take
not.
your Christmas lights down after Three Kings Day. You know.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah,
Exactly.
sure.
Yes, please take your lights down
Yeah.
in January, please. Don't leave them up all year, because then I get fucking pissed when I see that shit. Take that shit down.
When do you put them up, though?
I put them up like around like either after Thanksgiving or like the very beginning of December.
What if it's a Christmas tree in the yard, but they remove the Christmas ornaments, and then each season or each holiday it's different ornaments?
That's
like
cool.
so Halloween, you
That's
got
cool.
pumpkin stuff hanging
No,
off.
that's
You got-
fine.
So it's like a holiday tree.
Just,
That's what
there's just guns hanging everywhere for 4th of July.
There you go. There you go.
guns.
Makes sense. Yeah, I'm okay with that. I'm
Yeah.
okay with that.
Well,
no,
that's
that's
what
just
we
a
got
tree.
the-
It's not. It's
Well,
not,
I mean,
you know.
but the thing is, we've taken that specific tree and made that a Christmas tree. Like
Yeah.
you go and buy a Christmas tree.
yeah,
Just
But-
the way Jesus did.
yeah, exactly.
Well, he needed wood for all that carpentry, so
That's right.
he especially loved pine. So that's why.
It's hard to get in the middle of Jerusalem.
Yeah.
Right.
You know, there's not a lot of pine trees
I don't think so.
out there in the Middle East.
But yet
Right.
we have so much pine sol.
Everyone loves that sweet fragrance.
Yeah,
I don't.
that's
Not a pine sol
very
fan?
triggering.
Oh,
What's all we use in the army? To
Oh,
clean-
really?
To every single time we had to mop something, it was pine,
Pine
sol,
sol.
maybe that's why.
pine oil, and it's just
how
like,
much
ugh.
pints of blood have you had to mop up?
Exactly. So every time you walk into a building, that's what it smells like, and you're like, ugh, so
That's probably why my mom always buys pine sol to clean the floors
probably
because she was in the army.
that and Simple Green. We use a lot of Simple Green too.
Oh, Simple Green?
Yeah, which is also smells not great. So yeah, so that's why I don't like pine sol anymore.
That's fair.
Or Fabuloso, because I had to clean a
Oh,
lot with it. As a kid, I had to clean a lot with it as well. So Mexicans, us Mexicans, yeah.
Well, if you could mix Fabuloso with some pine sol,
I'm sure that creates some type of very noxious cloud.
There's
yeah.
your nerve gas.
Yeah, it's actually that's a nerve gas. No, that's nerve gas. Yeah,
just pass it
Yeah.
in the bathroom.
that's like it's worse than bleach and pneumonia.
Oh yeah.
Much worse.
Mm.
Actually, I don't know that for a fact, but I'm pretty sure that's what happens.
Well,
We
test
call
it.
it
We'll test it.
fabulous.
We're gonna test it right after
We'll
this
test,
podcast.
yeah, we'll test it. We'll test it on air. See what happens. All of a sudden,
guys,
it's just dead air, literally.
I'm feeling dizzy, guys.
His skin's melting off. It's the Fabulosol.
We were just talking about The Rock. It's that's what
I
happens.
love
Our
that
skin
movie.
just starts melting
Yeah.
off. Yeah, with the VX gas. By the way, VX doesn't do that to you.
What?
No, it doesn't.
Is it VX or BX?
VX.
VX. Okay.
VX. Yeah, Victor X-ray.
So that was a real gas. They were.
Yeah.
No, it's real gas. It
Oh,
just
okay.
doesn't
I
do
remember
what
that,
does.
when that
yeah.
movie came out. They were like, "Man, that's a real thing," and I was like, "Well, I'm
Yeah.
gonna be shitting myself for the
Yeah.
next."
Do they?
2 weeks.
Does it actually come in those spheres
No.
or no?
No,
Okay,
no, no.
that was just for
Yeah,
show.
no, it's just. I mean, it's just like a liquid gas. Although it is very deadly. Like a drop of it gets on your skin, and you can convulse pretty
Oh,
quickly.
really?
Yeah, it'll mess you up pretty good.
Good thing I'm built different though.
You are.
Good
I think you are. Yeah, I think you are. Yeah.
Those guys are all pussies that can't take the VX.
Seriously.
I fucking snort that
Seriously.
shit, bro.
Seriously.
I put it on my sandwiches, dude.
Yeah.
Hey, dude.
Although I'm immune to anthrax as well.
Oh, really?
Yeah, because I had to get all the anthrax vaccines
All right.
while I was in the military.
Noted.
It's
So
something
that
you-
explains a lot for the people
Yeah.
who are listening to this podcast.
It's something you never want to test, though, right? They don't like. Okay,
I sure
now
hope
here's
not.
a,
I'm sure
here's a
hope
little
not.
thing of
Yeah.
anthrax. Let's see how
Let's see how you
immune
do.
you are.
It's like one of those commercials where they it's like, oh, hey, you know you're not drinking caffeine coffee, right? It's decaf, right?
Yeah.
And then there's like, you know that's filled with anthrax. Right?
Yeah, yeah.
And you're like, what?
Oh, no.
This tastes delicious.
I can't believe it's not anthrax.
But we went to go see Blue Beetle.
Yeah,
All of us saw it, right?
Yep.
I
saw
think
it
we were the
together.
only ones in America.
I think so. I mean, my theater was fairly full. It wasn't.
Didn't we see it together, right?
No,
no.
I
Oh.
didn't. I know I didn't
Oh,
see it
okay.
with you guys.
All right.
Oh, you guys saw it.
You saw it with your
together?
other
Yeah.
podcast,
Oh, wow.
buddy.
Well, no, we because with Justin, we went with Justin.
Oh, really? What? You didn't invite me?
Unless I'm confusing it, I don't remember.
We saw Ninja Turtles. with
Ninja Turtles,
Justin.
yeah.
It all's kind of.
I know I didn't see
Oh,
the
you know
movie
what?
with you
Maybe
guys.
you know what? I probably saw it by myself, and I just imagined other
You and
people.
Oh, no,
Justin
you know what?
haven't
You did
played
see it by
it.
yourself because you're like, oh, I'm going to see Blue Beetle tonight. And I'm like, wow, it's all an invite.
Oh yeah.
And you're like,
That's
oh, well, a buddy invited me. I was like, oh, really? Oh, wow.
That's
okay.
right. That's right.
Yeah, that's right.
We get it, Chad. You're super cool. We have more than one group of
Yeah,
friends.
jeez.
Sorry.
Yeah.
Hey, you know, cream. It's the cream. It just you can't stop it from rising.
Where'd you get all these creamers
Yeah, what are you
from?
doing? Why are you
pop
putting
them
on
out
your
of
head?
pockets.
Yeah.
Oh, hey, I drink a lot of coffee. You know?
But yeah,
Coffee in the morning.
your thoughts on Blue Beetle, guys. Watson, let's go around the table.
All right. I really dug it, and I was sad. I'm wearing a Blue Beetle T-shirt right now.
Yes.
I got it on clearance for about $5.
Although he looks a little older than the one in the movie.
Yeah, this is. I mean, the ad stuff. Like, I don't know if it was like before the movie put out. You know, they just do the ad campaign stuff.
Yeah.
But I mean, it's a good looking suit. I think the suit looks great. It looked just like the comic book. You know, minus a few. You know, the face. It had a little bit of Iron Man takeover to it. I thought the movie was great, though. I thought the casting was great. Everyone was good. It was a very. It was quaint, because it was a very, you know, like we're in this era of superhero movies where you don't see a lot of superhero like origin movies anymore.
True.
You're usually watching like the third installment or the fifth installment of a story, and so it was just like, oh yeah, like a nice origin story. But it was very much like by the numbers, and kind of like the story felt very like, you know, like something you'd see in 2010. It was, you know,
they played it safe.
Yeah. You know, the kid gets his powers, goes against another version of himself in a different color. I mean, there's a thing going around comparing it to the Ant-Man movie, which is very, I think, very accurate, like the storyline and everything. You know, I love the casting. I think everyone did a great job. You know, Susan Sarandon as the bad guy. I don't think she had a lot to play with. It was just kind of she's evil corporate lady who wants to make Blue Beetle suits to sell to the military.
Well, I mean, she's related to the original. Blue
Beetle,
so.
She's the sister of Ted Cord is her character. I think Veronica Cord is her character name.
Yes.
But she doesn't really have much motivation other than to make money.
Yeah.
And I'm like watching it, like how much stuff she goes through and how much like lives she's willing to destroy for this tech didn't make sense to me. I'm like, why, you know,
the tech
you're
didn't
putting
make
a
sense,
lot
or
of effort. No,
her motivation.
Her motivation. It wasn't like you could have given her a scene where it's like, well, the company's losing money or like about to shut down. She needs this win or something.
Mm-hmm.
Well, as I saw it, because there was that backstory that explained how her father gave it to
to Ted.
And she was jealous. And then when the father or Ted disappeared, she promised to ruin the legacy of the Ted Cord. And so I think because they used to deal with weapons and then they moved away from it, and he's like, no, this is our legacy and this is what's gonna continue.
Ted didn't want to do weapons.
Yeah, Ted didn't want to do weapons. Yeah. Well, no, I thought the dad didn't want. He kind of was iffy of it at the end too. So he was like, Ted will take over. And take it in a new direction. So I think this was her way of ruining her father's legacy and her brother. And they didn't push that enough to really stay in the front of your mind. So, you know, I don't know.
Yeah. I just felt like the motivation. Actually, the Carapax character, the main henchman guy.
Yeah, right.
I loved his backstory when they finally, like the last 5 minutes of the movie, and you see his backstory of being this like child soldier and kind of, you know, mutilated in this kind of, you know.
I wish they showed that throughout the movie, though.
Like little bits of that.
Because I was like, oh, now I'm supposed to feel bad for him, like, at the end, and I was like, okay,
yeah, we could have more of that.
Yeah, like
just show it a little earlier, you know.
Yeah, anytime like maybe he got in the chair, you know, he would flash different things of that,
and because he had like a little locket, and I was like, okay, what's the significance of that? And then by the time you find out, you're like, we've got 20 minutes left to the movie, and then you know it's gone, you know, and it was a bit of like, okay, I see where they're going. I know. Have you guys read the comic books at all? The Blue Beetle books?
No. I'm not too familiar with
I haven't, no.
So I used to love it, especially the New 52 version, the Rebirth version. They added Ted Cord as like Jaime's mentor, and it's a great run, and dealing with where the scarab comes from. And now I'd hope there's a sequel that delves into that. I kind of wanted some of that in this movie. They don't really explain the scarab at all.
Right.
No.
It's just kind of like, this thing came from space.
Yeah.
And they left that. And I get it. Like, they wanted a really, like, plain and simple storyline for the first movie, right? Which I thought it's good to play it safe, you know, instead of setting up a universe thing. But, you know, in the comic book, that thing is a creation from this invading force called the Reach, where they kind of seed planets with these devices that attach to a host and then become something to destroy that world. So I would have liked to have seen some of like hints to that, to maybe Susan Sarandon's character, like maybe she like works for the Reach or something like that, like trying to activate the Scarab, because it's been inactive for years is the whole thing. So I wanted a little bit of that, a little bit of universe expansion, but
it could be leading to that the way this one ended, where Ted's reaching out from probably space.
Yeah, I thought about that too. Like, I kind of like that kind of the ending of it with you get a voice message from Ted Cord saying, "Hey, I'm alive. I'm out here. You know, you turn on my computer and come save me," kind of thing. And then we're jumping to the end of the movie. Sorry about spoilers. But and I'm excited. I mean, like, obviously, the movie did not do well.
Yeah,
I think it might be the lowest opening for a DC film.
Yeah, it's pretty bad.
It was like 16 mil, something like that, 15, 16, which, you know, I mean, for a $120 million movie, not great.
No.
And, you know, I don't know. I mean, you can blame the striking, say people, they didn't get to publicize it. They didn't get the actors out there. Yeah. I think they did put a lot into budget on marketing. I just saw a lot of ads online for it.
Well, like when I think of Blue Beetle, since I don't know too much about him, I know of him because I'm at least in the sphere of it.
Right.
But
did you know more the Ted Cord version?
No, I mean, I've seen inklings of the Jaime version in animated shows
he's on Young Justice
and that. So, but I think it was more so with everyone else who doesn't know, like, he's not like a Superman name and stuff like that.
Yeah.
And I think it would have been better to start off this new universe as a Superman movie, and maybe Jaime makes an appearance in it,
right?
And then you could backtrack and do a Blue Beetle movie, just to, you know, to give him his own
fill
thing.
it out a bit more,
because then people know what he is and sort of get him in a sense, and then they can be like, oh, he was fun, let me go watch his movie.
Well, I'm interested because, you know, this was made during like 3 different marketing teams and different, you know, leaderships ago, right? So I'm wondering if they were planning to do like maybe him showing up in the Flash movie, or, you know, like something like that, like or Aquaman 2 whenever that gets released. We still haven't seen a trailer for it, like nothing. For a movie that's supposed to be coming out that's in a few months. This movie's supposed to come out in November.
Wasn't it pushed again?
Probably that got pushed.
I'm not sure.
I thought it got pushed,
No, okay. Well, it's like, I still I mean, usually like Comic-Con, I thought we'd see a trailer. Then I thought, well, we'll probably attach it to Blue Beetle. Yeah. Because you got your DC nerds going to that. Nothing.
I think they're probably trying to at least now get a couple more things buckled down with writing scripts, so things have a good connectivity to it.
Right, but if this Aquaman is the end of this Snyderverse universe, right?
I think they're trying to see if it's still salvageable to continue into
with more Aquaman movies.
Or at least for him to continue as Aquaman in other movies, you know,
right?
Or something.
Because how do you? Yeah, I mean, I heard the rumor recently that said, Wonder Woman 3 may still happen, but as like an Elseworld kind of thing with Gal Gadot, and it's like,
I doubt it.
Yeah. You know, I'm like, it's either clear the slate, clear the decks, just, you know, start fresh or don't. You know, doing this kind of half in, half out.
No,
because, you know, there was stuff with the Affleck Batman as well. When Flash came out, everyone's like, it's such a shame we'll never see Affleck Batman. And they're like, never say never. It's like, well, don't fucking tease that shit. Yeah. Like Ivy, you are starting this universe like from scratch. I mean, you've already have a Batman universe with Pattinson, you know, and whatever's going on in Joker 2, which is a whole separate other Batman universe.
Right.
Yeah.
Having, you know, or, you know, just having another Affleck universe, and then you're also going to throw on Batman Brave and the Bold. You know, it's just way too much. Like, and people are going to get confused and not want to see the movies.
Yeah, that's true.
That's true. They could, like, if they're able to space it out in a way that it works, that's good. But I really don't want them to follow the MC route and try to rush these movies out one after the other, because that's not going to end well.
But but I, you know, back to Blue Beetle.
Yeah.
I thought everything. I love the family dynamic in Blue Beetle. I thought that was done really well. Yeah. I you know, I'm not huge George Lopez fan. Like, you know, it's like, I'm like, okay.
How dare you?
I thought he did great.
How
in
dare
this.
you?
Well, I thought he did great in this. Like, I never liked his like stand-up stuff, but I know,
really?
I know.
Okay,
but I thought he did great in this.
You get a chocolate thrown at you for saying that.
I know.
Did I say that right? I don't know if I said that right.
a chocolate,
Chocolate, the sandal,
a chancla. Oh my god, a chocolate. I was like,
no, I said a chocolate.
I thought you just pulled that randomly. I was like, okay, you know, did I say that right? A chocolate. Oh my god.
I said chocolate. I didn't say.
No, you didn't. You said chocolate.
I didn't.
You said chocolate.
We can listen back to the tape.
Yeah. You clearly said chocolate. It's not like this is being recorded.
It's okay. You've only been living in LA for how long?
Hey,
Yeah.
I don't. No one threatens to throw a chancla at me. Okay?
That's true.
A
Sorry.
chancla.
Chancla.
I think Stan's about to throw one on your
I
head.
definitely. I got one right now. You hold on.
Sorry.
It just materialized.
Okay,
like
a sandal. No one's throwing a sandal at me.
That's not it. No.
It's different.
Different. Yeah.
It's way different. But no, I thought the casting was great. The girl who plays Jenny Cord.
Yeah.
Damn.
Yeah. She's
super
yeah.
great.
Yeah. She's a
Brazilian
Brazilian.
actress?
Yeah.
Yeah.
She did a great. I mean, yeah. Her name is. What is her name?
Bruno
Something.
Bruno Mars.
It's Bruno Mars in drag. Yeah.
Bruna. Oh my gosh. Bruna Marquezine.
Marquezine.
Yeah. Bruna Marquezine.
But I've never seen her in anything before. But I thought she did a great job.
Yeah.
I like the fact that like the entire family's there when the bug takes over his body.
Right.
So it's like there's no like secret identity or anything like that.
Yeah.
It's just like, oh, you've got this now.
Right.
And them dealing with it as a family was pretty great. And even like the father-son dynamic they have, I thought was really done really well. I thought it was a decent film all the way through. I thought it looked great. The effects looked good. Like when they take the bug ship out and they're stomping their way on people, I thought it looked great. You know, like so. I thought it was a decent film all around. I wish more people went to see it.
That ship reminded me of the Night Owl.
Oh, yeah.
Well, you know the whole okay, really get into some geeky nerd stuff now. So originally, when Alan Moore wrote the Watchmen books, the original characters he was going to use were from Charlton Comics because Charlton got bought by DC, and Charlton Comics was Captain Atom, Blue Beetle, The Question, Nightshade was the girl, I believe, and I want to say Nemesis was who the comedian in it. So he wanted to take those characters, and because DC wasn't really doing anything with them, they just bought them. And he was like, I'm going to put them in this book. They're all going to get killed and stuff. And like DC like freaked out like, we don't want these characters to die. Because we just, because they didn't know if this was going to be out of continuity, in continuity. So then he changed the characters to his own creations. That's where you get like Rorschach and Dr. Manhattan and stuff like that. But, so the Owl ship was based on Blue Beetle's ship, the Bug. So
that makes sense because I was like, well, it looks exactly the same.
It looks exact, yeah. And even like, Blue Beetle being a second generation hero at that point is the same in Night Owl. Yeah, he's Night Owl too.
Yeah.
Anyway, super nerdy. I guess we've lost a bunch of listeners now.
No, I mean the podcast is called Enter the Nerdom.
That's true.
Yeah, exactly.
It's expected.
Just some
we go into it.
Some bona fides right there. So yeah.
If we didn't push them away with all the wrestling voices in the beginning, I think they were fine.
Yeah, I think so.
We had more listeners right at the beginning, then they all dropped down.
They dropped, but I enjoyed the movie, although it was just very hokey for me. Like, I understand it's for kids, so I was like, that's fine. But part of me just couldn't get it out of my head with the way it was delivered to him. It felt very like Green Lantern, getting the ring and then transform, And that's hard to avoid because it's very similar.
It's cooked into the book.
Yeah, it is. Yeah. And I don't know what it is. I think maybe Shazam put me off of it, but I don't like the family. I mean, like I liked the family; they were fun, but it's like I didn't like them getting involved in the date. Like, I don't know. It just felt. You
didn't like Grandma with the Gatling gun?
I rolled my eyes so hard at that. I was just like, oh my god!
You didn't know she was a secret revolutionary?
I thought that was funny when she starts laughing, and so I was like, okay,
she's got bloodlust.
Yeah. No,
Which I love. Like he's like, I will not kill. Blue Beetle doesn't go. Meanwhile, Grandma's mowing down people.
Yeah. But it was just like I wanted
a revolution.
I wanted some. It'll be a little bit more serious for him because it was his first, right, go at it, and I don't know that the family just made it too silly for me, and it focused on them a little bit more than him. Like I didn't get enough of him for me personally.
No, I get that. Yeah,
and I love everybody in the movie. They were fine, although George Lopez did get a little annoying for me. But that's how he's written. That's how he's written. You know. But and Carapax, he was cool. Like the fight at the end was really great. I thought that was amazing.
Yeah,
the CG on that was great. It felt very, I want to say Gundam-esque with like the mech suit, and everything. I
was
that.
Still going like, how is the CGI in this better than the Flash, which cost $100 million?
Yeah, I was wondering the same thing.
You know, like this movie was like a DC afterthought, and still I thought it looked better and was paced better than the Flash.
Yeah. I think though I wish they didn't move his mouth when he spoke in the suit. That was a little weird. I think to just keep it still.
Weird, yeah.
If they kept that still and just used his eyes as the main like animation of his like emotions and stuff, I thought that would have been fine. And in the books and the cartoons they do it like a kind of a Batman Beyond thing where his mouth does move. Oh, really?
Like he's got like kind of like a, I guess, like a Batman Beyond face.
Okay.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I don't know how you would bring that into live action.
Well, if anything, I mean, it could just be animated because it seemed like it just moved with his mouth.
Yeah.
And I
was like, it was just like a bomb jaw move.
Yeah, that's what it looked like to me. And I kind of like, I would rather it be just a CG mouth and then he'll have to like ADR it or whatever. But
yeah, because they're CGing the eyes moving. So it wouldn't cost more.
Yeah, you just
per frame or whatever, but
include the mouth in that.
Yeah.
You know. But I mean, it was still there was fun. It dragged for me a little bit. I think it could have been a shorter film, but all in all, I think it was okay. I was hoping for when he got the scarab that he would maybe get pulled into space and he's on a space adventure.
Yeah,
and I was like, that would have been more like I don't know what's gonna happen. But since it was on Earth, I was like, all right, it's the basic.
That's the problem. Yeah, I get that. That's the problem with the Green Lantern too. Yeah, it was like you got these space-based heroes.
Yeah,
and then you constantly leave them, on Earth. It's like, yeah.
I understand. Yeah, and some are, but Blue Beetle's not because like at least Green Lantern's like, I protect Earth's and it's a Milky Way area or whatever like that. But like Blue Beetle, he's
Sector 2814. Be honest.
Yeah, like But I mean, Blue Beetle. Chad. Sorry, I'm being schooled here, guys. The cream has.
No, if anyone can guess, I'm a DC nerd, so I've been reading DC comics since I was, able to read.
A lad.
Yeah,
a good old lad.
But I think Blue Beetle, he wasn't given a sector. Like that's not they don't work in like that really. No. So he could just traverse space anywhere he wanted. So I hope if they do get a sequel, that's what they are doing. Like he goes and meets up with Ted, and maybe they go on an adventure.
That's what I would hope that too.
But like you could leave the family down on Earth because also like endangering your family. Right. Most of the time, I think,
yeah.
I mean, but other than that, there was fun moments and there was cool action and stuff like that, and some. Was there brutal kills? Like it was very bloody.
There was a couple
for that.
I was surprised they killed the dad.
Yeah.
With the heart attack. I thought
that was
I called that because I was just like in the beginning of the movie when he comes from Hein comes from heart issues. Like, I had a heart attack. It's fine. Yeah. And then I was like, okay, it's gonna happen again.
They're gonna take him out. They're taking him out. He's going down, Uncle Ben style.
Every hero needs a tragedy, so that was his.
Yeah, exactly.
That's a good thing.
Yeah.
So I was like, you have this whole family, one of them is going to die. I thought it would have been George Lopez, but I was like, he's the comedy relief, so probably the dad.
Yeah. I thought that was the most heartfelt point of the part of the movie. Yeah. I was like, wow, that hit hard. Yeah.
Especially when he passed away, but also when Blue Beetle was chained up, and then he was pretty much dead, and he was talking to his dad's ghost in that realm or whatever.
See, I have a theory about that.
Yeah.
I came up with my own headcanon about that because I have rub against stuff like when it's science fiction and you add like a metaphysical or like spiritual twist to thing. I don't like that.
Mm-hmm.
I kind of go, I'd rather if it's all spiritual, make it all spiritual. But in my head, I go, that's the scarab. Like projecting that into his brain to get him to
That's
wake
what
up.
I thought as well.
Because it's like, going into the backstory of the scarab, it is a evil device. Like it doesn't have his best intentions at heart. It wants to use him to destroy the planet, right? And that's why, like when he puts it on in the beginning, it goes, "How do I, let me use lethal weapons?" And he's like, "No." So I thought, like, maybe that's the scarab projecting that because he's like, I need him to get out of these chains or I'll get drained of my energy. Like, I'll project this into his head to get him to force him to wake up, basically.
Or,
I don't know. That's what I thought in my head.
Well, it's an interesting theory, yeah.
After you brought it up, what's the group that sends the scarabs out again?
The Reach.
I thought the Reach could probably be controlling a part of the scarab to be like, we're going to use people close to him in his mind and talk to him to motivate him to keep going and stuff like that. So maybe they're in there somewhere too.
In the comic books, his scarab is kind of faulty.
Oh,
like
I see.
It got, I think it got blasted by lightning or something, and that's why it doesn't why it's listening to Jaime more than it should. At some point, it does get like reprogrammed by the Reach again, and he has to kind of like connect to it again.
Oh, I see.
It's very much like a Venom. Symbiote scenario,
like
that's
Upgrade.
interesting.
Yeah.
Have you guys seen Upgrade?
Yes, Upgrade is actually a great version of this film. Yeah.
That's a great movie.
Yeah. No, it was very underrated. I really, if you have a moment this weekend, this 3-day weekend, check out Upgrade.
So good.
And check out Blue Beetle.
Tell your family you can't go on that fishing trip.
Yeah.
You got to watch Upgrade.
And Blue Beetle.
And Blue Beetle.
It was, being Latino myself, it was nice seeing a Latino superhero. I mean, that's not, my number one connection in it to most things. It's just like, but it was nice seeing it. And then some of the things that they did say, the family did say, I was like, I get that.
Yeah.
Because it's, I think I
like there was some jokes they did in Spanish for the Spanish speaking audience. And I was in, I'm in a theater in LA and I heard people laughing.
Yeah, exactly.
That I was completely lost. And they didn't do like a translation or anything.
So
they were just doing it.
And this is like what the family was, because I think it seems like they're in Florida.
But
they're Mexican, which is
it's a made-up city.
Yeah, it's supposed to be Miami, but I guess it's
got
Panama
that kind
City.
of vibe. Yeah.
I
think in the comic book it takes place in like San Antonio.
I felt left out though of those jokes. I kind of wanted to laugh too.
Well,
learn Spanish.
I'll just have my chocolate.
You just eat your chocolate.
What's that guy in the bug suit thing? What's that all about?
Yeah. But yeah, it was. I like the family dynamic. There was definitely a lot of things that the jokes that you were saying that hit certain. They were for certain communities, and I got it. I mean, it was a fun movie. I wasn't expecting it to like it as much as I did. Especially when the father died. I thought I kind of saw it coming too. He's like, "Oh, heart attack. Gee, I wonder if that's going to come back up again." Yeah. But when it did happen, I was like, "Oh shit, that sucks." Because like you get to know the father.
Yeah.
With as the course of the film goes on, you're like, "Oh, this is a pretty cool guy."
Yeah,
and they have a close relationship. Yeah. Exactly.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, I mean, it was like you said, it was like a very generic superhero movie, which I knew it was going to be. I wasn't expecting anything like different. I wasn't expecting anything groundbreaking. But I still liked it. I certainly liked it better than, say, the latest Ant-Man movie. For sure. It had more heart than that shit.
I'll agree with you on that. I will agree.
It had a lot more heart than a lot of the stuff that Marvel's been pumping out, including the shows lately.
Yeah.
So, it had a lot. The characters were actually likable, which is amazing. You don't see that too much again in superhero movies. Again, particularly with some of the stuff that Marvel's been putting out, you don't see likable characters. Some of them just, even the superheroes, just tend to be like, well, I'm right no matter what. Which is nonsense. And so yeah, I really enjoyed it. I thought I thought they added more depth to Carafax, which is he's like the standard bad guy.
Right.
So I wish that we had seen that earlier, so we could feel something for him. But I did feel bad for him when we finally got his backstory, and I was like, oh man, that sucks, dude. Like this lady's completely corrupted.
I was like, this guy would have been a good Kraven the Hunter. Like he had the look, and just like I was like, oh, he would have been good.
Yeah, seriously. Yeah.
I wanted him to survive because
right.
He's one of Blue Beetle's like big nemesis. So it's like, why would you kill off his like one of his main guys?
That's DC.
I mean, Marvel.
They don't keep
too.
any of the villains around.
Yeah, I mean, Marvel did. Speaking of Ant-Man, they did it with Ant-Man. With the what's his face,
Yellow Jacket.
Yellow Jacket. Yeah.
Well, he comes back in the third one.
Oh yeah,
sure he does.
Yeah,
we're not gonna talk about that.
It's a real stretch. Yeah, what they do.
He should stop being a dick. Oh my god. Anyway,
it's hard to say face.
Yeah.
Oh.
With that movie.
He's a real mode. I didn't have that.
Yeah. No, he didn't. But does James Gunn? I mean, he's not really sure if this is going to come back, right? If he
stated that this is the beginning of the new universe. You know, he's like, this movie is kind of, because it doesn't really connect with anything.
Yeah, it doesn't.
It tonally doesn't work with any of the Snyder stuff.
Yeah.
You know, it's more in line.
But neither did Shazam.
That's what I was going to say. It's more in line with Shazam.
Yeah.
And I would like to see the character of Blue Beetle come back, and maybe because they are doing a Green Lantern TV show,
yeah,
and dealing with the intergalactic stuff. Maybe you throw a Blue Beetle in there, and I forgot the actor's name who plays Blue Beetle. Who plays Jaime Zolo, right?
Yes,
never pronounce it right.
Yeah.
But anyway, I think there's one more season of
Cobra Kai.
Zolo Marihuana.
Yes, fantastic. I think he did a great job.
Yeah, he's a great actor. Yeah.
And young, charming.
Yeah, I like that a lot.
And we all know he can do the moves.
Yeah.
So I say bring him back for more. I mean, maybe you do him in Brave and the Bold.
Now that you mention that stuff about the Scarab, I want to see that.
Right.
Like it seems like it's there to be as like a protector.
Yeah.
And they form a bond.
Trick society.
Right. I like that. But then they come back and it's actually, well, no, we're here to conquer the Earth. Mm-hmm. And now it has to make a choice between Jaime, who's his friend, and its mission.
Yeah,
I like that.
Yeah.
I like that.
Also, while he's out in space, guess who he could run into? Green Lantern.
Oh, yeah, exactly.
But, we're doing it for you, Gunn.
Yeah, there you go,
Mr. Gunn.
And then as he's fighting the Reach and losing, here come the Green Lanterns.
Oh
right?
yeah.
Like
and then we see a rocket ship from deep space going towards where? And that's Baby Kal-El from Krypton that exploded. I don't know.
Jason Momoa as Lobo.
Yeah.
Like, he's.
I'm gonna frack this. I'm gonna frack the Reach.
Yeah. I mean, there's so many characters of DC's space.
The cosmic variety.
You could bring in through Blue Beetle now.
Yeah.
So I think that is a good.
And you
opening.
could even go for like the obscure. You could do like Adam Strange. You could do Captain Comet.
Yeah.
There's so many out there that aren't even really showcased.
Yeah.
You're like Martian Manhunter.
Also,
yes.
I'm thinking since he's so young, you don't need a young Flash. You could have an adult Flash.
Yeah.
And because I didn't really like young Flash, I was like, that's fine. So we could just have adult Flash. He's already adult.
Yeah.
He knows what he's doing. So, and he could be, obviously a more intelligent Flash, obviously. Mm-hmm. But yeah, he could be the young part of the superhero group and be the kid, more of the kid-friendly, character.
Well, I mean, he's in the Young Justice team in the show, and I love that team dynamic.
Would you want like a Teen Titan or a Young Justice movie?
Yes, absolutely.
That'd be interesting.
Absolutely,
yeah.
I think.
But that would have to come like after the main heroes be introduced, though. I would assume.
I think so. But I would love to see. We haven't seen that yet, even with Marvel.
No.
They're kind of setting it
the
up
Young Avengers.
Yeah, they're trying to set up like these sidekicks as heroes kind of thing. But I would love to see like if much like kind of like a Suicide Squad thing where you just out of the gate you got this young group of heroes and their dynamic and their different personalities. It would be great to see that play out.
Definitely.
Yeah. I'd be down for that.
Yeah.
And like real young, not talking about like the Titans TV show where they're all like 30.
Yeah, exactly. I was just thinking about the same thing.
I like that show, but it was like why is
the
Robin
animated Teen Titans age where they're kids. Would you want the big T on the island?
Hell yeah. By San Francisco? Yeah. Titan Tower, baby.
I mean, I hope that it after watching this, I hope it gets a sequel. Because now I'm really interested in that Reach. I didn't know about that.
Oh yeah,
I mean,
I'd say check out the comic book. There's an omnibus out there, which is fantastic.
If not, I mean, even as they do it like as an animated series, like with the same voices,
you could do. I mean,
that's Gunn's plan. He wants the same voices for the cartoons as well.
Yeah,
so.
I'd be interested.
And
then, like a miniseries for that. That'd be awesome.
Right. Save some money that way.
Yeah,
you can do whatever your imagination wants.
Right. That's interesting. I like that. And then you guys recently watched Gran Turismo.
Yes, sir.
Zip, zip, zip.
So I haven't watched it. I do want to watch it. I've heard really good things about it.
Yeah.
So tell me about it.
I was very surprised because when I was seeing it 2 nights ago or whatever, I was debating. I was like, do I really want to see it? I was like, I don't know. It's going to be just a mediocre film. And then I was like, no, I'm going to see it because I like most racing films. But it's easy to get into once it starts moving. And this one, it didn't, it didn't take too long to get there because you had a short beginning with the dad like, why aren't you going to go, be like your brother?
Be a footballer like me.
Yeah, exactly. I thought of you as they were talking about football. And, but
me and Jim and Hansu do look alike. It's weird.
That's true.
We get mixed up all the time. Yeah. Which I love that guy. He kills it in this film.
He does.
Everyone's bringing like 110%.
Although,
this movie.
Was that a Spice Girl as the mom?
Yes,
okay.
That's Ginger Spice.
Yeah, I was like, I know that. I was like,
I was blown away because I was like, she looks so familiar.
Yeah, she looks great.
Oh yeah,
yeah. Ginger Spice doesn't age. Keep it on the shelf forever.
But I there's a thing about racing movies where it's easy to get pulled in and you're rooting for the underdog, and this guy, especially being a gamer and not a racer at all, is even more so an underdog. So I was just partially because I'm a gamer as well. I was like, I'm actually kind of rooting for him right now. Mm-hmm. But once he joins, gets pulled into that GT Academy, where they're testing them to see which one of them is going to be able to be put in the more professional racing circuit. And I thought it was done well. I wasn't bored. No. There was the racing, the camera work on that was exhilarating. I was like, I didn't.
Well, I mean, and I watched it in 4DX.
Oh my God.
Oh, how was that?
Yeah.
Okay, so the racing was fantastic. I felt my foot shift. I was changing gears with my foot.
Really?
Because the seat's moving as the race is going. Yeah. And I mean, I got into it.
I mean, for those who don't know what 4DX is,
so 4DX is an experience done over at the Regal Theaters where, as the movie plays, your seat moves with what's going on with camera work. Yeah. They had smoke effects. So they have smoke effects. They got smells being pumped into the theater.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Just method gas.
No, they did have some burnt
rubber.
Burnt rubber smell definitely came through when the crash happens. Mm-hmm. I was like, "Woo, okay, I can smell it." It's weird.
Because it rained in the Le Mans race, did it get wet?
No, I didn't get any rain.
Oh, no?
This way, no. But there was no rain. But
that's weird.
Yeah, we went to go see Batman.
I was also right in the middle though, so there might have been rain close to the edges, because the rain's but
okay. Yeah, because we went to go see Batman, it was rain. It rains a lot in that movie.
Yeah, no,
we were getting rained on.
But every time a car went past, they blew compressed air by your head.
Oh, nice.
So it was like choo 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 choo, as cars go whizzing by, and you're like, all right, I'm really into it.
Yeah.
But there's a lot of the scenes, other than the racing scenes, there's not a lot of movement. There's a lot of guys sitting around talking, and so nothing really happens. And then a car race will happen, and the whole thing would shift. Yeah. You're like, oh shit, all right, this is happening.
Well, when I saw Top Gun in there,
as
they were doing the moves of the plane, I was shifting the. I had a controller on my.
Your full pilot mode.
Oh yeah,
it was the same thing with this, and it was so funny because I went and saw it at 10 o'clock at night. Mm-hmm. I got out around 1, and how many people were leaving that movie just bah, bah, heading out of the parking lot. Everyone was
peeling out.
Oh yeah.
I didn't even see it in 4DX, and I went home and played some Forza just because I was like, oh man, I'm in the mood to race.
Yeah.
So it does its job. It does its job. Obviously, I don't think it is as good as Ford versus Ferrari or.
I definitely felt it was a response to that movie.
Yeah.
I mean, especially with the family dynamic stuff, with the dad stuff.
Although I will say there was because there was a time where the guy training, what's the actor's name? David Harbour.
David Harbour, yeah, fantastic.
He kind of took over as the father role the whole time.
Yeah,
and they pushed
Damon Hunsu out. Yeah.
And he only like appeared near the end, and I was like, man, I felt they wasted him because he's such a great actor that.
But I kind of get why they did that, because he never, with the character never really buying into he was like, I don't understand this, your world kid.
True.
And he was more into the other son who was a footballer.
But even at the point of the first big accident,
yes,
he should have been like, instead of the girl interest being a thing, the family should have been like at the hospital, or I don't know. I just felt like it was weird that they weren't there.
Some interesting facts about the movie.
Yeah,
was it is based on a true story.
Yeah,
and the actual guy who it's based on,
Jan Mardenborough.
Yes, yeah, he did all the stunt driving in the movie.
Oh, really? Oh,
he was his own stunt double.
Oh, that's dope. That's dope. Yeah.
But a lot of the storyline takes place not in order of what happens in his real life.
Oh,
so like the Le Mans thing, it happens to him. It happened in like 2013, and the accident was 2015.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh,
and then
that's
like
interesting.
He wasn't in the first Gran Turismo class. Like the Gran Turismo Academy had been going on for like a few years before he joined.
Oh,
so it was.
They kind of took some liberty.
Yeah, they took some liberties.
Okay.
And a lot of people. There's some people that are very upset that they used his accident when someone really died as like a motivational part of the movie.
Yeah,
they were like, well, it's really not cool to do that because someone really did die.
Yeah,
oh, really? Oh, shit.
And they kind of throw it in the middle of the movie of his big like, I had this accident, I have to come back to.
Did they mention that somebody died in that race in the movie?
They did. They don't mention the name though, which I thought was a little sus. Like,
that's weird.
It was just like, there was a death, but they don't cover it really.
So the plot of the movie is this kid is an avid GT.
Yes, he's a
gamer.
Fantastic Gran Turismo gamer. Like he
loves cars.
Loves cars since he was a kid.
He's barely driven though.
Yes, yeah.
And so he enters a competition called GT Academy.
Yes,
and this was a real thing.
Yeah. So Orlando Bloom's character is the promoter of this, and he goes to Nissan, and he's like, look. No one's buying Nissan cars. No one cares. Like, kids would rather Uber now than own a car.
Yeah.
He's like, what we got is 80 million people play this game, and it's the closest thing to driving. So let's see if we can get these sim racers who, have practiced on all these tracks so many times. Let's see what we can do and put them in a real car, and actually, Nissan. And make that dream of like, hey, you can go from gamer to professional racer. And, get people to buy cars, basically was his pitch. And, so they start the GT Academy. And now,
does he enter this or do they headhunt him?
They headhunt him because
they find his times, like, of his races.
Yeah, because they're posted online.
Yeah.
So they send a message to those specific accounts that have that time. And it's like, if you've received this message, you've been chosen.
Yeah, you can get into a qualifying race online.
Yeah.
And then if you're first in that qualifying race, you go to the academy. And then the top 9 people of that academy, we'll get a shot to a final race.
Yeah.
So there's it's multiple stages.
Yeah.
Where they break down, and there's there's gamers from all around the world are there, and they realize it's a lot more physical because David Harbour's character is this grizzled old racer that they used to train the kids.
Yeah.
And his job is basically to break them down and be like, you guys can't do this. You're great behind a computer, but when you're in a car, it goes Mach 9.
I mean, it's 1,000 degrees in there. The G-forces. They have to actually hold their arms up the entire time. Yeah. And that steering wheel is not. There's no power steering in there, so you're just kind of fighting the car the entire time, right? Yeah.
And so, so his whole job is to basically just break them down to be
thin out the herd and see who's got it.
And he has a good point of look, if you lose in a race, you hit reset, right? Yeah. If you lose here, you can die or kill someone else, So, and you learn more about his character and his backstory is he was a great racer. He quit because of an accident.
Yeah.
And he just couldn't shake it. He was I raced Le Mans and I got someone killed.
Yeah.
So he's
regrets
it because he's I can never get that feeling back of being in a car again.
Right.
And he doesn't want that to happen to
Jan.
Jan. Yeah. Who he really does take under his wing after, he respects him after Jan's racing with him and, he notices the brakes of the car is a little off and David Harbour's like, how do you know this? You're just making shit up. He's like, no, the brakes were off. I've driven these cars, for thousands of hours, I know, when something's off.
And like the game is detailed enough where he's put cars together in that game where he just knows how it should be.
And so they test the car out, and like he was right, So he's like, okay, all right, this kid knows what he's talking about, The one thing that I thought was really weird was, so they show the guy who created the game, right, of Gran Turismo. And they do a bit where Jan goes and gets his signing with Nissan, and he gets to meet the creator of Gran Turismo. And you're like, oh, this is great. And the guy doesn't have any lines. He just is there, and they go, and they back away. And I was like, oh, that's cool. They got the guy who created the game to be in the movie. No, they got an actor to be that guy.
Really?
But then when Jan is getting sushi, the guy that serves him the sushi is the creator of the GT
Really?
game. Yeah.
I didn't know that was him.
I was like, why not just have him play him? Why is he playing the sushi guy?
Well, I mean, the guy who was playing the creator of the game, there were shots where obviously he wasn't speaking, but then when all the gamers came up to GT Academy before David Harbour started speaking, he gave a little speech.
Oh, right.
So and then he also gave a speech when
we gotta get an actor for that?
When he's signing. Yeah, I know. It's like, but I don't know. Yeah. I mean, maybe they wanted to. Like, let's hide him. Like, do a
we're gonna have you in the game, but you'll be in the movie, but you'll be a sushi chef.
What's Yamachui? Yamachui, the creator of he's probably just, he's probably like a computer nerd. He's probably like, I don't know.
But it wasn't like he was too old or anything.
Yeah, no, he's probably like he's probably just too shy to be on.
Yeah. And it's weird because it's a Sony movie. It's made by PlayStation Studios, and it's so like every product in the movie is Sony. So they're talking on phones. It's all Sony Ericsson, You're like, no one's got an iPhone in this movie. Like,
not in this world.
Just Sony through the entire movie. But and I love Neil Blomkamp as a director. I've loved District 9 and Chappie and Elysium.
I wanted to ask you because one of the announcers for a race, it felt like it was sort of sounding like Chartlow Copley, but he got rid of his accent. But I could be totally wrong, and like he's not in it at all.
Yeah.
But Blomkamp usually uses him a lot, I wouldn't be surprised if he was hidden in there somewhere. As
that might
be
true. Yeah, I don't know. I didn't check. I didn't hear that, but I know they're working on a new video game together where it's kind of like a Fortnite kind of game.
Really?
Yeah, like it's a big new project, and Chartlow Copley is like one of the main voices.
No, I did see that at I think it was the Gamescom showcase thing.
But like that's their next big project together.
That looks fun. That looks like it's gonna be fun. So,
but I dug the movie. I thought it was great. Like, very race movies are. I thought it was very interesting that the story ended with Le Mans. Like, obviously, I was thinking Ford versus Ferrari. Comes up, and it wasn't about them winning. Like, because they make a big point of like, you got to make it to the podium. Like, if you want sim racers to be taken seriously in this race game, because obviously everyone's like bad mouthing him, like, these virtual guys, blah blah blah. He's like, you got to place, you got to be, on the podium, is what they say. Because obviously in real life he didn't win Le Mans, but the team did come third.
Yeah.
And so you see the team and they do place and everything, and the big shot of them on the podium, and they're throwing through the course of the movie. They talk about like they keep giving them glasses of champagne, and
like, that's
David Harbour's like, that's for the podium. You don't drink champagne. You have a beer. Kind of thing. As at the end, it's nice to see them with the champagne. But I was like, oh wait, they didn't win. They like made such a big deal about it. Like, no, they're just third.
But I like that. I like that. I like that because it's so
like Rocky. Yeah. It's like
it's so cliche now. It's like, they won. The underdog.
Adrian, I did it.
Yeah, exactly. Rocky was not about the win.
No, yeah.
It was about lasting. Enduring the 12 rounds, which is exactly like this. It's like it's not about the win. It's about getting the respect from everyone else. That these guys, and I like the ending. It wasn't like, because everyone's on the. All the drivers have driven Le Mans, like know the line, right, where you're supposed to drive on. And then he goes outside the box and goes, look, I've driven this virtually so many times, and the line they're on is not the most efficient way.
Yeah.
And let me do what I do. He's like, you hired me because I'm a gamer. Let me do what I do, and don't treat me like a racer in this moment.
Yeah.
And they do this kind of like whenever he's in a race, it kind of becomes like game vision in a way, where you see the line that he's going to take, and it's kind of done like he's playing the game.
Yeah.
And you see like the forming of the car around him and stuff like that. It's really well done.
Yeah.
I saw that
it
trailer,
makes it unique. Yeah. So I like the way that all played out.
Nice. That's awesome, man. Yeah, I want to check it out. I just haven't done it.
Yeah. And I mean, it's be in 4DX for a couple more weeks, I think.
I might check that out in 4DX.
Yeah,
it's fun.
I might have to do it, but like
Can we get an invite this time?
Well, I mean, like if I did, I wouldn't want you. No. Well, because like since I don't know if I'd get motion sick or not, and that'd be my worry. I wouldn't be like, hey guys.
Well, it's not the best thing about it's not constantly moving. It's not like because there's so many like scenes interjected where it's like not a lot going on. So a lot of them.
Well, let me just give you context. Yeah. Star Tours, I got nauseous on that.
Oh boy!
On Star Tours, really?
Yeah, because
you and my wife because
the 3D glasses like threw off my eyes while moving. Like
they didn't do it in 3D.
Well, yeah, I know that. So maybe I'll be fine without the 3D part of it.
You can look away,
but yeah, I could look away and it won't like bother me. But the thing is, like, if I got to go to the bathroom, I don't want to have to flip the switch and end the ride for everybody,
right?
And then like, or try to get back in when you guys turn it
so
on.
Funny because those things are calibrated to have a certain amount of weight per row.
Oh, really?
And so when I sat it, because it was like a late showing, there was like no one in my row. And then like a row in front of me, there was full of people. But it was very violent. Like as soon as it started moving, I was like, oh yeah, because it was just me in the whole row of seats.
Yeah.
And like I was like right at the end seat. So I felt like it was a bucking bronco.
You were like Mr. Glass and
it was Unbreakable. Like just shattered. But I was like, oh man, this got some kick to it.
See, I know it would be more expensive to do and probably more expensive tickets, but like it should be single seats. I want it to be single seats so
you can turn it on and off.
As freely as I want, and like anyone could still enjoy by themselves or something like that. But,
if you turn it off, he turns it off for the whole row.
Well, at that one, yeah,
yeah, because it's sectioned off 4 seats at a time.
Yeah.
Oh, that's right. That's right.
So it's like, if someone has to go to the bathroom, they can't get off when it's.
No, you have to hop on and off.
Yeah. So it's like you want to flip the switch, and then it like ruins it for everybody else.
Yeah.
So it's just like, all right, well,
Well, you guys could get like 2 seats are like connected, but on different rows.
True.
You know what I mean? Like so different set of
give me a pod off the ground, like one of those pods at David Buster's.
If you're in seat F8 and if you're in F9, you'll be in 2 different sets.
There we go.
There's a hint.
Just don't vomit on me.
It's like.
We're going too fast. Should have a bag next to you.
Just a barf bag.
And you're going to go, and then everyone's going to go,
It'll be a party. Yum.
Goes well with popcorn.
That's a 10.
It's a 10.
So yeah, I love the movie. I really enjoyed it.
Recommend it.
Yeah, definitely a good way to end the summer.
Yeah, okay.
It was very uplifting too.
Yeah, absolutely.
It would cost $60 million. It's only made 58. So obviously with marketing, it's probably like 120.
Still
total
not a lot
cost
for that movie. Like,
it hasn't been overseas yet, right? Not yet.
I have no idea.
I don't think so. I don't think it's dropped in.
I think it'll do fine in China and stuff because the car aspect of it, people like that.
And like
and PlayStation, Sony.
Yeah, but right now it's not doing great. It's losing money right now,
which is weird. Definitely for like
it's pretty bad.
A video game based movie, and I love the idea that because when you say like, how do you make a Gran Turismo movie, like doing it like this by basing it off a real life story of a gamer who made it.
Yeah.
I thought it was a great way to go about it.
No, I didn't even know about the story until the movie came out.
Same here.
That's why I looked it up. I was like, oh, I didn't know that was a thing. I had no clue what GT Academy was.
Yeah.
And I used to play Gran Turismo like in the early 2000s, like when it was first coming out. Mm-hmm. I think it came out in the 90s, but like I played like the 3rd or 4th version of it in the early 2000s, and I was like,
it got really big on PS2.
Yeah, right. That's where I played it.
It's an exclusive system game only.
Yeah.
And the ones that I've tried to play are very hard. So the fact that they're like
very hard
up there, I was like, wow, that I wouldn't be able to touch them at all. So, but the whole movie also gave a Last Starfighter vibe too. Like, you got the high score.
We're recruiting you to fight these aliens.
Yeah.
And
I don't know if that was more Zed than.
I liked it.
This is the last suit you'll ever wear, kid.
Doing
Men in Black.
Rip Torn,
yeah.
Duck, dodge, dive, and
dude. I don't remember the
dude.
last part. Dude.
I think it was dodge again, wasn't it?
Was it?
Dodge.
Oh yeah,
It was
right, you're
Dodge,
right,
yeah.
Duck, dodge, dive, and dodge.
And dodge, yeah. Oh, Rip Torn.
Yeah. R.I.P.
Yeah, R.I.P.
TORN.
Yeah, seriously.
Oh yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah.
You just got
Bravo, bravo.
Very good, very good. We need sound effects. So like,
It's like
we'll be the sound effect of that.
You know,
Bing, bing.
no, you know what? I want to buy a
Boom, boom,
slide.
boom.
I just want to buy a slide whistle to use randomly. Like, that'd be great.
And so the first 2 episodes of Ahsoka dropped. And then the last one just came out. So we're on number 3. I haven't watched it. It's okay. I don't care about spoilers. What do you guys think of it?
I love it.
Yeah.
Come on.
Tell me why you
easy
love
mark. I'm an easy mark. Okay.
Yeah,
so,
you are. Kevin Smith. Yeah, you are.
It's true. Damn it.
Just deep throating lightsabers over there.
Oh God. No, I feel like they took some lessons from Andor. It looked like most of the sets look real.
Did they?
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
I think so. I mean, like when the temple scene, where
it looks like they're using real
good.
sets, which
Yeah.
is
you know, which
Or at
is
least
better than what
The
we
base
have
of it is
again.
real, and then in the depth of it, they used, CGI.
Yeah. I'm a big Rebels fan. I don't know if you guys saw Rebels.
Yeah, I watched the first 2 seasons.
Watched a little bit here and there. I need to get back to it so I can.
Because this is very much Rebels season 5 or whatever.
Right.
But,
Yeah,
This, I'd be shocked if anyone could just jump into this show.
Yeah, I
don't.
I
see
wasn't
what's
possible
possible.
with anybody
Yeah.
because I
Right.
haven't watched a lot of Rebels, so I was just like, okay, these are the characters from that, and I'm just like, all right, obviously Ezra's missing or something like that.
Ezra's that guy. Ezra's that guy with the mask. That's him. Come on.
That's the
that's a
theory.
speculation
That's a
online.
huge
It's
one.
him.
Yep.
It's totally him.
Yeah, they're pulling a what is that, Tron Legacy with a
Yeah.
Tron?
So with Ezra, I know what happened because I didn't finish the season, the series, but I know
you know the
storyline.
Thrawn and everything.
With Thrawn, he and Thrawn, something happened at the end with him and Thrawn. Like he sacrificed himself to like get rid of Thrawn somehow at the end. Yeah.
So it's funny because I had explained this all to my wife because she was like,
Yeah.
"What is this show? What is going on?" And I was like, "Wow, okay, let me get into it."
Yeah, he's all like
everyone's-
rubbing his hands together. Yeah, here we go.
Everyone has different types of force powers, right?
Mm-hmm.
And Ezra's was he was more in tune with animals. So the space whales,
Right.
Which
Yeah.
I don't know if you know about the space whales.
Yeah,
They're space
actually, they're called cephalopods.
but they can hyperspace travel,
right.
So he calls the whales, he calls upon them, and they come down, they wrap around Thrawn and himself and jump them to a different galaxy.
Right.
And this is what Morgan, the witch...
That's what they're looking for. They're looking for Thrawn.
They're looking for Thrawn. They think they have a map that finds...
this map thing.
Which is like, who made the map? We don't know.
It's just...
It's
I'll
one of those
get to
things
that.
where
I'll get to that
it
about
looks
maps,
ancient, but
yeah.
you go, why do they have an ancient map to another galaxy?
Doesn't
but
make any sense,
that looks like a Rubik's cube. Hey,
It's fucking stupid. Yeah.
but so it's they want the map to find Thrawn. She wants the map to stop Thrawn, but also find Ezra.
And Thrawn was probably the most successful admiral of the Imperial Navy.
Grand Admiral
Right.
Thrawn is basically the number 3 person in the Empire, right?
Right.
Like it would be like Palpatine, Vader, Thrawn.
Right.
Like Thrawn was a master strategist.
It wouldn't have been Grand Mothma.
It probably have been Grand Moff at the time until he passed away. And then Thrawn was kind of coming up
after that.
Yeah,
because he's in the books.
He's probably like a junior officer.
Yeah, heir of the Empire. He's
right,
which is set between Empire Strikes Back, I think, the first one, Empire Strikes Back.
I think so.
Is more about that character and just how amazing of a strategist. Thank you. He was.
Strategery.
Yeah, and they brought him into Rebels, and you realize he is a master of checking out a culture's art, and based on looking at that culture's like way they're doing art, he figures out how to destroy that culture the best way. Like he can look at a planet's art and be like, oh, they see they do it this way and blah blah blah, and I can counter whatever military tactics they've got based on his study of that planet's culture. It's pretty amazing.
He would start a reality show with us and destroy us that way.
Yeah.
Yeah, and my wife was like, "Oh, so he's like Hitler." I was like, "Well, he's more Goebbels than Hitler, like the real strategy." behind it all.
Strategy.
Strategy. Like, strategy is a good word.
That's the British way of saying strategy.
But so that's the push for the series, right? Is to get Thrawn to find Ezra, and you've got these basically evil Jedi. They're not Sith, but they were Jedi,
right? So they're not Sith.
No,
they're more like gray-ish Jedi.
But they have red lightsabers.
That's what I think. That's why I thought that they were.
They're more orange than gray.
That's what I thought because I was like
red. Sorry.
But the guy in the night,
he
had red. That was red.
Yeah. But
Ezra's was red. Yeah,
and he had a Grand Inquisitor. He's an Inquisitor's one. Yeah. Well, because Sabine has his lightsaber.
Right.
So there's a lot. That's why one of the theories is like, why would he have an Inquisitor's? Because he's not an Inquisitor by the look of it.
Yeah.
But he has an Inquisitor's lightsaber because it's probably something he just picked up.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
And so that's Merrick is the character's name. And then you've got Ray Stevenson's character, who they do say he was a Jedi.
Yeah.
He was a well-trained Jedi in the Order.
Right.
And then obviously he's turned to being a marauder or something. He's doing it for money.
He's like a mercenary now.
Yeah. And then he's got his evil Billie Eilish apprentice. I don't know her name, the character's name. I just call her evil Billie Eilish.
Yeah, she does look like Billie.
Now Morgan, the witch character,
which I love that she's back.
Well, yeah, I was shocked. This must take place before Mando season 2 because she dies in that, doesn't she?
No, she does get taken away by Ahsoka to that's why she gets prison break. The prison break from the ship happens.
Oh, okay.
So this takes place almost like right after she gets
after that. Okay.
So it's before Mando season 3.
Oh, all right. So I misinterpreted that.
So season 3 of Mando is when Ahsoka is with Luke rebuilding the Jedi Temple, I believe.
Yeah.
So this is in between that.
Okay.
Is where I'm seeing it. I don't know how the timeline really works, but
Billie Eilish's character Shin Hati.
Yeah. She is a hottie.
Ooh, bing bong.
Ivana Sakno.
Have my no.
Nah. You should leave that one alone.
Yeah.
What the fuck?
Yeah. But yeah, I love so. First couple episodes, there's a lot of universe building, a lot of like, hey, we got to remind people who these characters are.
Also, a lot of walking and staring.
Yeah, there's a lot of walking and staring.
Yeah.
Third episode really kicks it up a bit.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's a lot more fun, which is
really
weird.
Okay.
They do, it's you get more Sabine and Ahsoka training, because Sabine Wren. I can say so much about Sabine in the show. God, I love her. But yeah, she's hot. That's it. Well, no, but I love like her character in general in Rebels is one of my favorite parts of Rebels.
Mm-hmm.
This Mandalorian who doesn't fit in with the Mandalorians. She doesn't fit in with the Jedi. She's kind of in, out on her own kind of thing.
I don't remember, but she wasn't a Padawan, was she?
She was by the end of one of the last seasons. She starts training.
No, but I mean, she wasn't a Padawan with the Empire Fell, right?
No. She had nothing to do with that.
Right. So how did she? I can't remember. But Ahsoka realizes she's force sensitive.
Yeah.
And started training her.
Yeah.
Okay.
I think she starts training with Ezra. I have to rewatch.
Yeah, I believe that's how she kind of.
I know Ezra was a Padawan.
Yeah,
in the order.
Kanan. Yeah. Yeah, who is Freddie Prinze Jr.'s character.
Yeah. Do you think Freddie Prinze Jr. will come?
Yeah, was he?
Yeah. He got blown up pretty bad at the end of the season.
But hey, if Leia can survive outside a spaceship,
it's true.
You don't see a body. He gets blinded in season 4, I think, and then gets blown up pretty bad. But he does a cool bit as a blind Jedi master, which kind of very Rogue One kind of feel.
Yeah.
So I would love that, and I hope they use Freddie Prinze Jr. for that role because he's as old as the character would be now.
True.
And it'd be good to have some of the original voice cast actually
definitely
cast it in the
just
show.
give him a nice ponytail.
I mean, I love Hera being played by you okay?
Yeah, no, sorry.
Just thinking about her just made you
Mary Elizabeth Weinstein. Mary Elizabeth Weinstein.
Yes, she's fantastic, great. I'm just imagining her and Ewan McGregor having a lot of fun at home.
Yeah, somebody was saying
Those
they definitely role play somebody.
Things get weird.
Yeah. Or she just comes home in that outfit
like,
with the green skin. And he's
hello there.
And he has his robes on.
Guys, nothing but the robe. Take an ice bath. Calm.
I'll see you in the Banta tank.
Yes, in the Banta tank.
I thought it smelled bad on the outside.
Oh God!
Hey, I didn't specify. I didn't specify anything.
But yeah, it's.
I'll fall into that solid pit.
Gosh, Jesus.
Yeah, where's your it's what do you think about it, Chad? What are your thoughts on it?
Since I'm not I'm not too familiar with all the characters, I'm interested. I want it to be good, and I'm liking it. The pacing was a little slow at first for me. I want to see where it goes because I do like the character of Thrawn. I want to see that come to fruition, and then
I really don't think we're going to see him till way later.
I don't think we're going to see him either. Yeah. Well, probably not till like the last episode.
How many episodes is it supposed to be this?
8?
6 to 8. Yeah,
I think 8.
like that.
Yeah, and it's supposedly this is leading up to the Thrawn movie with Filoni making it.
Yeah, the big Avengers style.
Yeah. So I mean, I don't know. I don't have high expectations for it because I don't know too much, but I do like that the action is picking up, and I mainly I just want to be entertained. I don't need something too crazy. Obviously, a MacGuffin story is kind of like whatever. Searching
it's a
after
fetch quest.
Yeah, they do that a lot.
Yeah. And it is weird, like as big as the show is, I haven't seen the push for it as much as like Mandalorian and stuff like that. Like I feel like, usually you'd see bus ads and stuff like that, and I haven't seen anything for Ahsoka.
That's true.
Well, I think because Disney's hurting right now, and so they're not trying to. They've lost a lot of money recently with a lot of their stuff that they put out. So I think that they're worried about promoting it being a failure like a lot of their stuff has been, and them losing even more money.
Well, I know the numbers came out for the first week's like viewing, and they're not as high as like
exactly.
Obi-Wan and stuff. But
I mean, I think
you just called it. It's like you don't need to watch it right away. Like now you can just watch it when it it's like, even though it's a week-to-week show, I don't think anyone's like really like, well, I gotta watch it right now. I
mean, I haven't watched it. When did it come out? Wednesday?
Yeah.
I'll get to when I get to it. That's how I feel, And even and I like Ahsoka. I like that character. Yeah. It's just the first 2 episodes.
Rosario Dawson's great.
Yeah, I love Rosario Dawson. The first 2 episodes, I was like, come on.
Yeah, it's a little bit of I'm glad they put the 2 episodes out together at the beginning because that first one was a little like, okay, and then they kind of.
Here's my problem with when I started watching it, and we have the scroll go up.
I love the scroll.
Yeah, I liked it too, and I was like, oh, that's nice. Interesting. And then I saw the word map, and I was like, get the fuck out of here! Still with this map shit. Like, enough, Disney, Lucasfilm. Stop with these maps. No one gives a shit about these maps.
Right?
They're so stupid. This is the 3rd time that this has happened within Star Wars. And we're looking for a map to Luke Skywalker, a map to whatever, and I'm just like, enough. A map to the Wayfinder, map finder, whatever the fuck. And then this thing, and I'm just like, enough with the fucking maps. And then I'm just like, so Rosario Dawson is great, but and it's not her. The show spends a lot of time with her just like, oh, look, it's Ahsoka, and she's walking down this avenue, and she's looking around, and then she goes into this pit, and she solves the puzzles, and she solves every single puzzle.
I will say you get more of her personality in the 3rd episode than you.
I was getting to that. So and then she goes in there, and she has 4 of those spinning dial things, and they show her solving every single one, and I'm like, what is going on here? Like, hurry up. Right. Like, what's happening?
You could have cut that sequence down.
Yeah, but she goes to every single one and turns it, and it's supposed to be like this.
You get it. Like, okay.
Yeah, I get it. Yeah, and it's just like, it doesn't seem very complicated. You just turn it to where it lines up. There you go. Oh, my God, this doesn't seem very complicated. And we had those in the playground as kids where you spin them up, It's just it didn't make any sense. And so
you found a star map too?
Yeah. Then she gets the actual map, and I'm like, why is there a map to throw? Okay, whatever. Anyway,
that was like encased in dirt.
Somehow. Yeah.
What? Who put this map there?
Right. And then she gets ambushed by the droids, and then it's just like
I do love a good droid fight.
Yeah, but it's like
she did some cool moves.
Okay, here's a problem with that. The droids are like, hey, we want that map. And she's like, well, you can't have it. I'm okay, well, I'm going to blow myself up, and I'm going to destroy you and the map that we're after. What's happening here? How did the droids not know that that's going to destroy the map?
They're dumb droids.
No, Watson.
And
no. See, you're trying to justify it. You're trying to justify it. And then why did they even warn her? Hey, I'm gonna blow myself up. Beep, 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 beep. And then why don't you just blow yourself up? And then there you go.
Because then you don't have a good sequence.
Because it's not great writing. That's why. That's why. You know, I hate to fucking juke on fellow writers, but I mean, I'm sorry. You know, it's just like none of this made sense. And then
please send your messages to Sandwich.
At
fuckyouwriters.com.
I 100% support my fellow writers, and
I'm a scab.
and the writer's strike.
I'm a scab.
I am definitely not a scab, sir. And you know I'm not, because I got an offer for one of my screenplays, and I said no because I am not a scab.
But he wrote 3 other screenplays. Marmaduke 2
under the pseudonym.
Marmaduke versus
under
Clifford.
Joe Scab.
Marmaduke versus Clifford.
Oh, that'd be good. I like that.
Dog
All right,
dog.
Let them fight.
Yeah.
The tagline would be, he has a bone to pick with you.
That's good.
I like that.
Scab.
Scab. You son of a bitch.
give me money. It's okay. I don't give a fuck.
But yeah, anyway, it's there's a lot of, and then I heard this online somewhere, and I was like, that kind of makes sense. Someone said none of the characters in this act like the characters from Rebels, and I was like, damn, that's true.
Which is
weird.
Like,
oh shit, that's true.
Filoni had so much to do with it,
right? And I didn't understand, because they're all very dour. Every single one they all have the same personality. Oh, this sucks. Hey, what's going on?
That's what
I know things are rough. I know. And then that's every single character. Yeah. And I'm like, these are not, because again, I didn't finish the series, but like the 2 seasons that I did watch, I was like, this is not the same people that I saw.
Yeah.
I get it. Like, maybe they're trying to say like, oh, it's been very rough on them. They lost Ezra. They lost
this is what's years after the rebellion.
Yeah, so the rebellion is over. They all have maybe a PTSD.
They're all kind of lost.
Yeah, they're lost. They're fractured. Yeah. I get it, but it's like, they all have the same personality. Like they all have the same feeling.
That was my problem with Ahsoka too. In the first 2 episodes, I was like, okay, she's doing a good job, but this is not the Ahsoka I know. This isn't Snips. Where's my Snips?
Yeah, Snips. Yeah, right? and I get it. She's gone through a lot.
Yes,
she's gone through a lot.
I will say, by the 3rd episode, the rhythm is better. The pacing of the show is better. Yeah. They're not quipping, because obviously it's still the same show. It's not like there's a drastic change in feeling, but
from the first 2 episodes, in the 3rd one, does she have just more dialogue? Because she barely speaks.
Yeah, well, because it's more just her and Sabine on the ship.
Okay, that makes sense.
Hu Yang, the droid, David Tennant does the voice of.
Yeah, I forget the name of the droid.
Yeah, but he's great too. I love that.
David Tennant.
And the story with that droid being, he's thousands of years old. He's been serving every Jedi. You know, he was training Jedi.
Yeah.
And teaching them how to build lightsabers. So, him basically dogging on Sabine the entire time, going like, you wouldn't even make it into the Jedi Academy. I don't know what you're doing here. Like you're good with weapons because you're a Mandalorian.
Now, I did want to ask, when we were talking about her not fitting in either camp, was she born a Mandalorian?
Yes.
Okay, so she is an actual Mandalorian.
Her mother is a character in Clone Wars.
Right.
Oh,
she was, I think, one of the Death Watch, right?
Yeah.
Or she
really?
I can't remember the character's name, but she was.
So in the beginning of Rebels, did she not remove her mask because that's part of her religion?
No,
she took it off.
Yeah, because she's not part of that sect.
Oh, I see. Okay.
Yeah.
That was
that's like an extremist sect.
Yeah.
But her character definitely is, comes from that kind of lifestyle, and but she looks good. Looks good in that armor.
When she cut her hair with the knife, I was like, "There's no way her hair would be that straight."
Hell
that was my little nitpick. I was
true. No, it's true.
It'd be great though if like the next cut is like cutting to her and her hair's like half just like half angled cut.
As the son of a cosmetologist, that is true.
Yeah.
And then she's like, shit, and she's like taking some scissors to it, like, I just clean this up,
or use the Force to like.
Oh, there you go. Maybe she did that.
Or the lightsaber, like. Bzz,
yeah.
I don't know.
That's a good way to use the lightsaber.
Yeah. Just put it right next to your face.
Zip, zip.
Yeah.
Zip, zip.
I'd shave with it. Like, all right, just
I'm
keep
sure
it
you
steady.
would.
Just keep it real steady. Every day's a real roller coaster.
Well, so when Man of Steel came out, somebody brought that up. Like, how the hell does he shave?
Oh, he uses
his light
heat
laser
vision.
vision.
his heat vision in the mirror, like it
bounces back.
It bounces back.
I think in the comics,
Is that?
He's done it in the animated series too.
Oh, okay.
Where you would just hold the mirror up.
Yeah,
Like,
in the comic books they changed
Really?
it where
Yeah.
it's like
The,
a piece of
the WB one.
Yeah.
in the
Yeah.
90s.
Yeah.
yeah.
I don't remember that.
Yeah,
I love that show. I don't remember that.
Or actually, was it the Doomsday animated movie? Maybe that was it.
That could be it because I haven't seen that.
Yeah, because he was like buried and
Oh,
he
'cause he
grew
had the beard, yeah.
that was it.
Oh,
Yeah,
that's
that
how he
was-
shaves.
Yeah,
it?
that's how he
Okay.
shaves.
But in the comic book, they changed it so it's a piece of the ship that he came. Because if you do it into a mirror, it would just melt the mirror.
But he's able to control it.
I know.
He's got
so
control.
like in the in the comic books, it's a piece of the ship. And he just kind of reflects back to himself.
I
Makes sense.
feel like I'm in a world of paper. I have to be worried.
I love that
That
bit.
whole speech is great.
Yeah.
Justice League Unlimited, guys. Check it out.
How did he cut his hair?
Pulling it out, baby. Lois Lane. Get to it,
He
Lois.
keeps pulling his hair. He's gonna look like
Kryptonite scissors. It's like,
There you go.
he keeps pulling his hair.
Slowly
He's
poisons.
just like,
all right. Keep pulling that hair,
he's
Kent.
passing out.
Keep pulling that hair. You're gonna look like Lex Luthor. You know.
Maybe then Lex wouldn't be so jealous.
That's true.
Yeah.
That's true.
He should donate some of his hair to Lex so he can have another wig.
That's how they made Nuclear Man from Quest of Peace. Remember, it was a piece of Superman's
piece
hair.
of
Yeah.
hair. Yeah.
Well, I remember the '90s show, the TV show, Lois and
Lois and Clark.
Lois
New
and Clark?
Adventures.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
So he donated. I think it was from that show. He donated like a strand of his hair, and it was like in a museum. It was like holding up an anvil.
That's
You remember
Superman 4.
Yeah.
that? Superman 4?
Yeah,
Is that what it
that's
was?
Quest for Peace, yeah.
Okay, that's maybe. Okay,
That's
I
where
maybe I got
they
confused.
snip
Yeah.
it and they
Yeah.
use it to clone him.
Is that?
I mean, maybe they do it in Lois and Clark
I'm
as well.
pretty sure it's a different. That's different. What I'm thinking of is something else. I'm pretty sure it was
Alright.
Lois and Clark. Yeah, and it's like it's just like to display his strength.
Yeah.
And so he's like holding up like an
Yeah.
anvil or something like that with a strand of his hair. Yeah.
I loved, even though it was hokey, I enjoyed that Lex Luthor from Lois and Clark Adventures from
Me too.
the 90s.
Like that.
That
He
actor
was
would
so
not
over the
shave his
top.
head.
Yeah, he wouldn't shave his head.
It's like, come on, man. It's
But
like
he was-
the one thing.
He would always have like a
Yeah.
cigar, and
Yeah,
he's
yeah.
just like,
Well, he was
hey,
definitely
Superman.
doing the business Lex.
Yeah,
business
business
Lex.
like-
Business. I always preferred business Lex over like mad scientist Lex.
Right.
Me too.
But because you could start from business Lex, going
Right.
mad, and then being obsessed with Superman, and then he becomes a criminal, and then he becomes president, and then he
I
becomes
love
criminal.
President
again.
Luthor is
There you go.
great because he like juices himself up with like venom.
Oh, yeah,
with a mix of
that's right.
kryptonite,
Kryptonite, and he's
Yeah.
like, oh yeah, that
and he's
juice.
just all fucking buffed
Oh,
out.
jacked.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The president.
It's awesome. And so Ahsoka's. I'm gonna keep watching it. It's definitely not
Yeah.
the worst Star Wars show I've seen.
No.
Well, I'm
but,
excited to see
you know.
where it goes. I'm excited because it's bringing in a whole nother galaxy now.
Right,
Like
which is interesting.
They're
Yeah,
they're hinting at like there's more out there than just the galaxy that we know.
Right.
Where the
You know.
Uzun live.
Yeah,
that's
exactly.
Right.
So
Well, maybe this will introduce
Maybe.
you wrong.
So yeah, maybe we'll see some extra, some new stuff that will, maybe the Borg show up. Hey,
Oh, that'd be interesting.
everyone's screaming right now. No,
That'd be interesting.
Now that they have,
I saw a Star Trek meme where it said, "Oh yeah, what if the Enterprise ever took on like a Star Destroyer?" And it's like Picard saying, "Oh, how quaint! Beam a photon torpedo on their bridge and destroy it." and, yeah.
Sure, they don't have transporters.
Yeah,
and,
exactly. Yeah.
well, the what do you call it? Since Disney owns Predator and Alien, they can be in the universe
my
too.
God.
Oh, that'd be awesome. dude.
Ahsoka versus
The
Predator.
Like,
That'd be awesome.
I can't do it. Just sounds like macaroni and cheese.
Wait, what was that supposed to be?
That was the Predator cracking his knuckles.
Yeah, just
That does not sound like a predator at all, sir.
doing the dolphin thing that it does.
I'm not sure what that is, dude.
No,
he's still doing it.
It's not getting
You
better,
can't-
but
you
it's
can't-
going longer.
You-
So it makes me.
the longer I do it, the more
You've convinced me.
The more insane I get, and that's why it means you pray. Exactly, that makes sense. That's how you hunt. That's how you hunt. But yeah, I'm gonna keep with it. I'm not that into it. I think it's kind of the pacing was terrible in the first 2 episodes. I hope it picks up. And come on, it's the masked Inquisitor is Ezra. Come on, you're not fooling anybody, Disney. It's Ezra. It's Ezra. And every time we talk about the show from now on, and we talk about that, I'm just gonna say Ezra because that's him.
It's gonna be Benedict Cumberbatch, and he goes, "I am Khan." that's how they're gonna reveal it.
Yeah, they're gonna be like, who?
I am Ezra.
What? Why are you white?
Yeah.
You know.
Ezra and Sabine were kind of falling for each other in the show, weren't they? Mm-hmm. Right?
Yeah, the
Lovers.
Yeah. But it doesn't seem like they're trying to do that in this episode because somehow, aside from Andor, it seems like Disney or Lucasfilm is against relationships.
It's
in shows.
very brother sister.
Right, because he even says it in the hologram message, like, "Hey, you're just like a sister to me." And I'm like, okay, I thought
By
that
means I want to fuck you.
Yeah,
like Luke and Leia.
Yeah.
They were friendly kissing in the original trilogy. They weren't trying to do nothing.
True. She was just trying to make Han jealous.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's what happened. He was jealous of the kiss. But he wanted treasure as well.
Oh, God. So Ahsoka, we'll see how it goes.
Yeah.
See how it goes. You like it a lot, though, Chad Watson?
Well, hello, Chad.
Hello, Watson.
Hello. Yeah. I looked at Watson and I said Chad.
It's all right.
We're blending into one.
We are becoming one being.
Yeah, we're just gonna be
the thing.
Yeah, no,
Just more
from
clicking.
Total
Multiple
Recall.
heads coming out.
We're just gonna be Quaid from
Quado. Yeah.
Quado from fucking Total Recall.
I'll be one of the
Look into my eyes.
be one of the experimented things from Alien 3. Kill me.
Oh God.
Oh yes.
Was that 4 Resurrection?
That was
I was
4.
4. Yeah,
4,
4. My
yeah.
bad. My
With
bad.
all the clone Sigourneys.
Oh God.
That's such a gross bit.
It was a gross.
That was a good film though. I like that one.
Aliens 4.
It had
Alien
it.
4,
It had its moments.
I'll take
It was just that ending. I was
That's
like,
one with Winona Ryder, right?
yeah.
It's set like 200 years after
That's
the
right.
fact. Speaking of which,
true.
Blomkamp was supposed to do an Aliens movie.
Yeah, I wanted that to happen
And then-
because he was going to bring back.
Yeah, it was going to take
What's
place
his
like
name?
right after 2.
Yeah,
And,
Oh man.
And
but
then-
that would be hard because they're both so old now.
Yeah.
space sickness.
Space. No, just yeah.
Yeah.
Something happened with the sleep pod and she
And
aged.
they're like,
Yeah.
There you go. Too easy to get around that.
yeah.
Or
But
they
you know,
found
they had
her.
to make fucking Prometheus instead.
Fuck that.
Hey,
Yeah.
it was an okay movie.
Actually, it wasn't.
It was all right.
Actually, it wasn't.
Yeah, I
Actually, it
understand
wasn't.
you got a problem with.
Yeah.
Oh, why did he just run? Why'd Charlize Theron
In
run
straight
straight
line.
instead of to the right or left?
Yeah.
Well, that's because she was too cocky of a
Oh.
captain.
Oh, I'm in the spacesuit and there's this thing that's obviously a threat to me. I'm just gonna remove my helmet. Shh.
Oh,
Yeah.
the
Oh, hey, guy.
zoologist-
And then
yeah.
and then get super close to it.
They're not zoologists. They're
One of them was.
Yeah. One of them was.
There was one guy who was a geologist
Yeah.
or a cave explorer, got lost in the cave.
Got lost in the cave.
The
yep.
guy was the animal expert.
Hey,
let
I
a snake
think-
wrap
well,
around his arm.
If we really look at the movie, they were new to all of this exploration. They haven't been doing this a long time.
I'm pretty sure
I don't
that-
I don't think it's been doing.
I'm pretty sure that rules of
common
quarantine
sense-
and biohazard apply no matter what.
But I mean, they were pretty excited.
That's
Excitement
right.
kind
It
of.
was a hubris
They,
that
you
killed
know,
him
yes,
in the end.
that's what it was.
They
yes.
they got so excited.
That's
you know,
what it
it's-
was.
You know, when you're excited, you're not using your brain. You're just like, oh, this is so cool, and then you get killed.
No,
you get
I
killed.
don't-
And then people
no.
forget that like Covenant even happened, like the movie after
That
that.
shit
Like, that
was-
just
yeah.
disappeared.
No, go ahead, defend it.
I mean, that was
There we
fun.
go.
I
Here we
mean,
go.
I didn't catch it in theaters, but it was fun. When I watched it later, it was entertaining enough because people were just getting killed off, and that was good enough. And I liked Michael Fassbender as David. You know, he was an interesting character.
He was the only interesting.
Well, yeah, because
Piece
it
of
was
it,
supposed to be a David trilogy, and I wanted to see how that ended. It wasn't really about the alien; it was about David.
Yeah.
And I was
Well,
like,
who wants to? Who care? Who wants to see an alien movie in an aliens movie?
you wouldn't want to see David
Yeah.
versus
Who cares
Predator
about the
versus
xenomorph?
Alien? You wouldn't want
Yeah.
to see that? You wouldn't want to
Because
see
every time that I watch
Fassbender
Alien,
is back.
yeah, Every time I watch Alien, I just want to see a corporate lecture.
Cyborg?
On,
you don't want to see a cyborg?
Okay.
You don't want to see that milk come out? Like,
no.
I love that end of the cliffhanger.
No, I just want to see a lecture on the Utani Corporation. That's what I want to see. I don't want to see the Xenomorph.
You didn't want to see the planet of the creators?
I didn't give a shit about any of that.
You didn't want to...
I didn't give a shit about any of that. Care about
you didn't want to see the black X-File oil that can create Earth?
Nope.
No,
which then they want to destroy Earth. It makes no fucking
because they were disappointed in us.
How did that guy know? How did that guy that came back to life? How did he know? he had been alive for 12 minutes, and he's like, "Oh, I got to destroy Earth."
No,
that was their mission.
That guy.
They created Earth and destroyed it.
That guy who woke up was not the same. Was not the same one that fell into the Earth and became a part of the planet's DNA.
No, I know he wasn't. That's the problem. He came out of hibernation and he was like, "Oh, I got to destroy Earth." Why? Why do you have to destroy it?
No, because
they never explained. And then this Utani, who's supposed to be the smartest man in the world, and is a trillionaire by this point.
Yeah, but he wants to live forever. He's obsessed with the living forever.
But his plan is to contact this alien species, and to give him immortal life. First of all, how does he know they're going to have the key to immortal life? Secondly, why would they care? Why would they care? Why would they care?
This is his last resort.
Hell of a guess.
Guy Pearce just put him in old age makeup for no reason.
For no reason.
Well, who are they going to get? Walter Matthau?
Yes.
He's
also
Wilford Brimley.
Yeah. The dumbest plan in the entire world.
Can you cure diabetes?
Even if the what were they called, the founders or whatever?
Yeah.
Even if they had if they were sympathetic to his cause, like, hey man, I'm dying. They'd be like, no, dude, it's death. What? We can't fix that. Like, what are you talking about?
Well,
shit. So I just wasted all this time and effort for nothing. Yeah, you pretty much did, bro.
Yeah, that's the point of it. Like, you can have all the money in the world, but you're not gonna cheat death.
No, Chad.
What do you mean, bro?
The plot made no sense. But his motivation made no sense.
I thought they were going to do something where, like, the black ooze made him young again before it mutates.
That would have made more sense if he's like, I found something.
Why do you hire a young guy?
Yeah, I found something that in that ooze that will make me
and it
immortal.
turns him young, but then he mutates.
His plan is to talk to the alien and be like, hey, can you cure me? And if he was sympathetic to him, he'd be like, no, sorry, bro, we don't have. No, we can't cheat death. That's not our thing. What are you talking about?
And a waste of...
And the fact that they're breaking that code of like, because he made David, and that is in a way cheating death.
That's
because
immortality.
He created a new race, and they're disgusted by that. So he's like, yeah, no, I'm. They were already planning to kill them to begin with, and
No.
Keep talking.
It doesn't make any sense, Chad. No matter.
Hold on. Let me watch a few YouTube videos, and then I'll be a couple.
Yeah, and all of them say what I'm saying. It was like didn't make any sense. His plan made no sense.
Let me talk to.
His plan made no sense. The aliens' plan made no sense. It didn't. None of it made sense.
I'll interview
Ridley,
and then he'll be like,
No, you got to do the British voice when you do Ridley. Yeah, go.
I'll be like, hey, Ridley. It was like, I really want
Yes, Chadwick.
What was your really inspiration behind Prometheus?
I was so fucking high at the time, and I really just wanted the funding to make Gladiator 2.
That still hasn't come out. Yeah.
I mean, what if Russell Crowe was in the third part of the trilogy?
I had him in a rubber alien suit. He said he swore he was going to lose some weight for me.
He was going to be the new cyborg. He was
going to be David's creator.
Yeah, he would have been another android fighting Fassbender.
Yeah, we would have had a Fassbender.
I think Ridley would find it very strange that you all of a sudden took on a British accent.
I'm saying, oh, hi, Ridley, how are you?
Are you mocking me?
No, I don't know what you're talking about.
Get this man out of my fucking face.
What are you saying? I got you a bit of tea, and then you're yelling at me like this. You're telling me to leave. I brought you here. You leave.
That's Christian Bale.
It's Christian. Yeah.
Oh, good for you.
Oh my God.
We're done, man. We're done professionally.
I like you, man. I like you, but we're done. Yeah. We're done professionally.
La-di-da-da.
Oh, good for you.
Oh, good for you.
It's a gift that keeps on giving.
Keeps on giving. You ever see The Family Guy? When they do that?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, when he ate his pie? Yeah. Oh, by the way, I ate that piece of pie for you. Oh shit!
He was Batman.
Yeah. But yeah, it's Ahsoka. Check it out.
That's what we were talking about.
That's what we're talking about. We got way off topic.
Yeah.
And if any of you listeners liked Prometheus, comment below.
No one's gonna like that
yeah,
shit.
they're gonna like. There's gonna be plenty. all the
An
whole
army of one.
Yeah, exactly.
It's just me.
prefer Prometheus versus the
I just opened multiple accounts and just like,
look, it's so great. Yeah. I'm with Chad 111. Yeah, it's so great. Yeah, I'm with Chad 114. Yeah.
113 was taken.
Yeah, it was taken. It's been around for like 7 years. It's super racist.
I'm not that guy.
He's like, no, that wasn't my guy. That wasn't my account.
Oh man. But yeah, I also recently watched Over the Garden Wall.
Yeah.
Have you guys watched it at all?
No.
Nope.
I've heard inklings of it.
Yeah, I mean, I just want to bring this up real quick because I just before we
binged it.
Yeah, I binged it.
What's it about?
Our friends have been our friend Dan especially has been talking about it a lot. So I checked it out. So it was an original. It's originally aired from back in November of 2014. It's I think an 8-part miniseries. The episodes are about 12 minutes apiece.
No.
And it's about two brothers who get lost like in this like kind of fantasy world. It's supposed to be, the theory is like it's a metaphor for death. So like they're kind of like in purgatory. They're kind of spoiling for everybody, but they fall into this, they're trying to run away and they fall into this lake, these two brothers, during Halloween. And so the entire series is supposed to happen like in the span of a few seconds where they're kind of drowning. Then they come out of it and one of the brothers saves the other brother, and then they're back kind of in the real world. But the entire series is supposed to be like they're kind of in purgatory. As they're drowning, that's when the entire series takes place. Because there's a lot of death references in this mythical world that they're in. And so it's supposed to be this metaphor for them. Like, are they going to pass on to the afterlife, or are they going to kind of stay go back to the real world?
It's like the entire show Blue.
It's supposed to take place in the span of maybe a minute or so.
Wow.
In the real world, but in their that reality, because it seems like it's like a dream, because every episode they move on to a different area and they're just there. They never explain. Like at one point they're just on a ferry. Like they're talking about, we have to use this. Ooh. We have to get this ferry to get to this other place.
Is this like Dante's Inferno? Like different layers?
It kind of is, because every single place they go to has a different theme to it. Okay. And they run into so like when they get into this, all of a sudden one of the episodes they're on this ferry and they're with anthropomorphic animals. In this case, it's a bunch of frogs, and they're all they're all wearing human outfits, and it has a lot of themes related to like loss, related to sickness, related to family, and there's a lot of like actual like generally creepy parts in the series itself. So yeah, I really liked it. It's very Halloween heavy because it takes place during Halloween in the series, and so there's a lot of
you have my attention.
Yeah, a lot of the themes are fall, and a lot of themes are Halloween based. Mm-hmm. So they run to a town that's all pumpkins.
Oh, cool.
These people are like wearing pumpkin outfits, and they're like, what the fuck? And it turns out they're skeletons. And so one of the reasons why people think that's like they're in purgatory is because at one point they find out these people aren't people, they're skeletons wearing pumpkin outfits, and the pumpkins are kind of like rising out of like the dirt and putting on pumpkin costumes. And so at one point the pumpkins say, aren't you guys here too early? And of course the kids don't know what they're talking about, like, no, we're just passing through. And then towards the end, as they have to leave this town that the pumpkins are in, they say, well, we got to go. And then the pumpkins are like, okay, well, that's all right. You'll join us someday anyway. Oh, shit. So, yeah, there's like a lot of little hints here and there. Yes, Chad.
You know what the founders sound like?
Uh-huh.
I mean, you know what
the founders?
The pumpkin.
Yeah.
The founders.
We're going back to that, huh?
Yeah. I couldn't help it. You were just
where'd this whiteboard come from? Yeah. With all this string attached.
Yeah, you just picked it up off the ground. Like, what?
It's a murder board with all the aliens movies.
I was like, all these themes of death and stuff like that. I was like, sounds kind of familiar. I was like, I think someone really loves Ridley Scott's Prometheus. But yeah, no, over the garden wall sounds really fun though.
Yeah, it was fun. I recommend it. Check it out. And there's a lot. Like I said, there's a lot of like generally creepy parts in it. So
is it streaming anywhere, or how did you see it?
I watched it on HBO.
Netflix. Oh, it's HBO.
Okay. Yeah, I think it was on HBO. Yeah,
it was on Netflix for a while.
Yeah, I think it was on Netflix. Yeah, I watched it on. I think on HBO on Max is where I watched it.
Okay, so it's accessible to.
Yeah, it's accessible.
Yeah,
it's
cool.
it now. It's
not like a Crunchyroll.
It's saying that they've got it in the Leaving Soon queue.
Okay.
It's on HBO on Max. So, but I'm sure it's still available other places.
Yeah.
So I'm sure it will. It's probably gonna go back to Netflix soon or something.
Mm-hmm. Or you just call up Dan and borrow his DVD of it. I'm sure he has.
Yeah,
the
I'm
DVD
sure he has
of
it. Great music in it. The music is great.
Disc.
Yeah, the music is great. The voiceover work is great.
Are they? Yeah. Is it like? Could you tell it's actual kids voicing them, or is it?
So Elijah Wood does one of the brothers.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, and this is 2014, so he's already an adult. And then he plays a teenager who's in high school.
Mm-hmm.
But his brother is voiced by a 10-year-old boy.
Really?
So so it's really. I mean,
a little weird.
Yeah, it is, but like Elijah Wood's voice isn't so deep that you're that's obviously a full grown man. You know, it's I don't know if they brought it down or he did something with his voice, but I mean, it's passable as a teenager.
They could. I haven't heard it, but they could have pitched it down.
I think they did. Yeah, I'm sure they did
to make him seem a little younger.
So Over the Garden Wall, I recommend it. Yeah. And then we had some of our friends, I wish they were here, that they could talk about it, but they went to Not Scary Farm is ramping up.
Right,
So it's a lot of fun.
We're starting to get into the spooky season.
Yeah, man. So some of our friends went to, they had a media event, but apparently they sold tickets to the media event. And then I watched a bunch of YouTube videos because I'm a huge Not Scary fan, Not Scary Farm fan, and watched a bunch of YouTube videos from different creators that went to it and obviously posted their experiences on YouTube. And it was a media event where they were supposed to showcase primarily their merchandise, which they did. They have a new store this season, which is really cool. Because it's their 50-year anniversary. So they have a gift shop set up specifically for the 50-year.
Was there any
merch?
Cool stuff that you're like?
There's a lot of cool stuff. So they actually have a tiki, a glass that I really want to get. It's a Not Scary Farm 50-year tiki glass. I definitely want to get that. I asked our friend Dan, who went to the event, I asked them to pick me up a lantern, because this year they have these cool lanterns, and they're probably going to bring them back for the other seasons. But if you walk around with a lantern that's supposed to be, the lantern has its connotations in the conductor, which is like the kind of like the overall like kind of mascot of this year. Yeah. And I think in the past there had also been.
I remember in the
conductor.
90s.
Yeah, there was a conductor that he's kind of like this like
ghoulish kind of guy.
Ghoulish looking like a train conductor.
Yeah,
because it's got the Wild West theme of knots, and so he carries around a lantern. So now you can buy a lantern and you can set them to different like colors for the bulb, and the one that's what it's supposed to do, it has a QR. Like a QR chip in it, and
so it reacts to different parts of the
so
park?
If you go different parts of some parts of the park, it's supposed to like flash.
Oh, cool.
And then when you go through the mazes, it's supposed to also do some things. Like, and I think it was maybe supposed to set off some lights or something like that. But it's also, but mostly I think mainly it's supposed to flash on its own when you engage certain things.
Cool.
But you can also put it on a setting where it's just a light.
Yeah,
and of course you can turn it off. So
Disney's been doing that for years now.
Have they?
Like the parade stuff.
Yeah,
like nothing with Halloween, but they have like like little light up sticks and stuff for kids to hold that will change colors with the parade when the music and stuff happens.
Oh, I didn't know that.
So I like that Knott's is kind of incorporating that for their Halloween stuff.
So when I was watching these YouTube videos, I watched like 3 or 4 of them from the different creators, and I was like, I asked Dan to get me one, so I'm definitely gonna take it to the event. But like a lot of people were carrying them, and now I'm like, oh shit, that's going to be a lot of light. Like when you're going through the mazes,
it's going to ruin a maze.
It might ruin a maze. I mean, a lot of the mazes are pretty bright regardless, but there's some parts that are pretty dark. So now you're going to have like, you go through with a group of people, whether or not you go with other individuals, they send you with a group, right? So it's like, as you're moving through mazes or you're moving through halls, you're gonna have like 4 or 5 people holding these lanterns, and they're all gonna be flashing and shit.
Well,
like
maybe
that.
I hope they're coded to be dimmer. Probably.
Well, I hope so.
I was gonna say maybe they'll let less in at a time just to keep that from.
I hope so. I mean, they tend to have these mazes moving pretty quickly, so I don't know if they can do that. So yeah, we'll see how it goes. I kind of have a feeling that it's gonna be. It might lessen the experience of the maze because everybody's carrying these fucking lanterns now. I mean, I'm guilty of it because I'm carrying mine. We'll see how it goes.
But it's something that they can adjust over the course of years. If it too much of it stands out this year, they'll probably next year have it so it actually turns off during a maze.
Yeah,
and then turns on at the end.
Yeah, we'll see. I mean, I just really wanted the lantern. It's also got like it's supposed to have like some 50-year stuff on it. So,
cool. So it's very unique for the year. Yeah,
and then they've got like different foods this year. They've got like they kind of leaned into like the weird, strange food. So they have like ostrich sausage. They have turtle, which you can eat.
No way.
Yeah, they have. Yeah, they have elk burgers. Like, which I kind of felt like trying. I've had elk before.
For the Joe Rogan maze.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, it's kind of gamey. So I mean, I don't know. I've tried it before.
Can you go like dressed up as things there?
You cannot. No,
you cannot. Oh, okay.
No. Okay. Because they don't want you like being mistaken for a scare actor.
Okay.
And I watched like they had like an event towards the end where they had I think her name is Vamp. She's one of the YouTube people off of Fiends. Mm-hmm. That's the name of the organization, Fiends, and Fiends Forever, and another presenter that she was up there with, and then they were talking about all these. But then at the end, they talked about the Nobu. It's no BOO Nobu necklace that you can buy. I think it's like $25, and if you wear it around the park, it lights up like it's like a blue skull. And so the scare actors are not supposed to mess with you in scare zones.
Oh, okay.
And the crowd went crazy. They're like, boo, fuck that, boo. And then like you could tell like the 2 presenters were like kind of getting like upset. They're like, hey, come on guys, we got the no boo, you can't boo us. And everybody's like, boo. They even went loud. And so like, okay, you know, like you can tell they were kind of getting pissed off, and so they but they had to present, and they left it until the very end of their presentation for a reason, because they knew people weren't gonna like that. Which to me it's weird, because it's like, if you're going to wear something like that, then don't go to that event, dude. Like, why are you even at that event?
Right, I was going to say, it's like, that's a good idea for people that are sensitive to that stuff, but you're right. Like, why go to that
event? Go to that event? Yeah. Like, why are you even here at that point if you've got that kind of an issue? And then it doesn't translate to the mazes, apparently. Like, it doesn't work in the mazes. You're still going to get scared. Yeah. So it's like, really, it's just an extra $25 you're going to spend to, like, maybe not get scared by some of the scare actors in scare zones, which the chances of you getting scared by a scare actor in the scare zones isn't great, right? Because there's so many people going through that you can kind of blend in and move around them. But anyway, so I didn't really get that, but that's something they're doing. You know, I don't know why you're going to a specific scare event if you have an issue with that, but you know, that's just me.
I think they have to put it out there anyway, just to kind of cover their butts.
I suppose, but I think it's more of a money thing. Like, I think they just want, like, hey, if we can get an extra couple $100 from this, you know, why not?
But they could have just dropped it as a, like, hey, look, it's a cool skull necklace. Like, you didn't have to add that.
Yeah, it's cool. Oh, it's a cool. Yeah, you're right. It's a cool skull necklace. Oh, and by the way, they're not going to mess with you if this is your charm against the creatures or something. Like, you know, something like that. Yeah, but no, they specifically said it's a no scare like thing. Like, oh, come on, dude. You know, as you're going through a scare zone. Scare zone, whatever.
Some characters can be like, never mind.
Sorry. Yeah,
just kidding.
Yeah. And just do little finger guns and back off.
Yeah. But the merch store looked pretty cool. It apparently it closed early because they had too many people in there. Quick. Sold out. There was a lot of people in there, and so I mean,
I heard there was like no limit as well, right? So people are like buying it up,
pretty much. Yeah, I think at that event there wasn't a limit. Yeah, so I don't know if they're going to put one on for the rest of the event. Right, we'll see. I mean, I definitely want to get a tiki. The only thing I'm really interested in is a tiki. Right. You know, and then every year with my tickets, I purchase a T-shirt. So the one real cool T-shirt they have, which is 50-year one, I'm pretty sure is going to sell out. Mm-hmm. So hopefully I get it. So
maybe they'll do an online purchase beforehand.
We'll see. You know, we'll see. But yeah,
well, I mean, if anyone out there is going to plan to go to Knott's, grab Stan a T-shirt.
Get old Dan a Slater.
Yeah.
Stan a shirt.
I get one every year. So, and the food looks really good.
Triple XL, triple small. Yeah. Nice. They've got 3 new mazes this year, and one of them is like a 1920s like theme, and then it's because everybody's been drinking the Devil's Elixir is the drink that they have, so that somehow affected the
in the story. It affected.
Hey there, pal. You got some moxie.
Yeah. Supposing I'm supposing, But they have like a lot of different alcoholic drinks this year, and then one of those is the Devil's Elixir, which is like this green concoction thing.
Yum, yum.
And they also have I think it's called like the fog drink or something like that, and it's a drink where they put like a fog. They use this little machine to put like a fog bubble in it, and it pops, and it's like it's fogging up, and you can actually drink it. Yeah. So I'm definitely gonna try that.
And when you drink it, you wake up all of a sudden in a maze, like the Maze Runner, and then you got to run the maze and try to figure.
I thought the maze just looked like the set from the Huxtables, like it's just, just the Cosby Show set.
Oh God!
Why am I waking up on the couch?
Oh, do you have a voice for that, Chad? Because you're the only one that can do that voice.
Legally. You see, it seems you.
Zip zoop.
You got zip zooped. Now you have to make your way out of my little maze.
My lantern's not working.
Oh my God! No, it's just flashing red. Danger!
No, your lantern's just filled with Jello.
It's a treat for you on the way out.
I do have a stupid question.
An ice bag for your butt and a little bag of Jello.
Oh God!
I do have a stupid question. Is Knott's Berry Farm?
Not Scary Farm.
See,
Knott's Berry Farm. Yeah. Knott's Scary Farm at Knott's Berry Farm.
Okay.
Yeah.
Now is it's on an actual farm, right? Or no?
It used to be.
Yeah. So is it a lot or something?
No. It's a nowadays it's a full theme park. But how it started was
is it like paved? Pavement, or is it like grass?
It's a theme park. Yeah, it's so completely paved. Think of Six Flags or Disney.
Been to Knott's Berry Farm?
Yeah, never been to Knott's?
No.
Oh, okay. The reason it's called that is because originally it was a farm owned by the Knott family.
Yeah.
And then they had like I can't remember the woman's name. The wife of the owner set up like a chicken stand that became so popular that people would hang out. And then they incorporated like a little Wild West theme, Ghost Town.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, and then stunt show and stuff.
Yeah, and then eventually they started. Then they added a stunt show. Then they added this, and then it got bought out by I think Cedar Entertainment, something like that. And then they turned it into a full theme.
Well, they still sell the chicken and the
chicken and the jam
and the jams. Yeah, you can get the Knott's Berry jams.
And they still have the original Ghost Town, the area at least where it was.
So when it's not like spooky season, it's just the
it's just theme park. It's a theme. No, it's a theme park.
Oh, it's a theme park.
Yeah, think of Six Flags. It's got
rides.
There's
a Ferris wheel and rides.
No, it's got roller coasters.
Really?
Yeah. Dude, you ever been to Knott's Berry Farm?
No.
Yeah.
Oh.
It's a huge theme park. Yeah.
Oh,
It even has its own water park.
Oh, anytime I hear the name, I just like, there must be some haystacks. And some,
Please comment if you want to see video of Chad at Knott's Berry Farm.
Oh wow!
The water park is called Soak City, and then the rest they've got like awesome roller coasters. They've got
Jaguar.
Yeah. They've got good food in there.
Ninja? Is that still around?
That's at Six Flags.
That's
Magic Mountain. Yeah.
I haven't been to Knott's Berry Farm in a long
It's actually a really fun park. It's what 15 minutes from Disney. So it's
in Buena Park.
Buena Park, yeah. It's a great little park. I mean, it's not very crowded. They've got really good roller coasters, really good food, and like it's just a chill spot. They also have like a children's area, Camp Snoopy, because they were able to like how like
Snoopy rights.
Yeah, so like Six Flags has like the Warner Brothers, and then they have
that'll probably be where I go because I don't do roller coasters, so I'd be on the Snoopy
You'll be on
ride.
Camp Snoopy.
Yay!
They've got a cool little bus ride for kids. It's like a little bus that goes round and round.
Yeah.
You don't do roller coasters?
No, I obviously with the motion sick, but also heights. I'm not a big heights guy.
Oh boy, that's kind of everything.
Yeah, I know. That's why it's like it's hard to do a lot of stuff at some theme parks. Because,
have you ever been to Six Flags Magic Mountain?
I have. Yes.
And you didn't get anything?
I got on.
You're like, how was the walk around?
You know the ship that. It's like a pendulum. It swings back.
Yeah.
I was like, I was in the way back, and as it was going, I was just like, I was panicking.
That's gotta be worse. That's gotta be worse than the roller coaster.
Well, I did the one roller coaster where it's like you go up on the rail, but all it is you're going down the waterfall kind of. So you go up the
tidal wave.
Look at that guy.
I guess
it a boat?
No, it was like you're on like the tracks. You're going up. You're just slow, and then you turn the corner and go in the tunnel. And then you get dropped down, and then that's the end of the ride. Like it's a water. I guess it's a waterfall ride. I'm not sure what it's called. It was years ago. Like
it's a water ride, right?
Yeah. it's
a water adjacent ride.
Yeah, because it's only like going down the ramp that it's like water, but you go up on these tracks first, like a roller coaster, and then you go just down on the other side.
I mean, the only one I could think of that's like that was Tidal Wave, which is a water ride.
Well, like I was on, I did go on River Rapids like twice. I liked that one. That was fun. It was just like
I like a good river ride and stuff.
It
was weird.
And I like the Indiana Jones ride at Disneyland.
I was at Disneyland.
I could do indoor roller coasters most likely. It's just the outside up like flips and twirls and loops. Like not my cup of tea.
Yeah. At Disneyland yesterday,
you went yesterday,
yeah. I did. I had a nice little day with the fam.
Oh, that's nice.
And they completely closed off Splash Mountain now.
Yeah, because they're renovating.
Converted to
Frog and the Princess.
Yeah, which is I thought it was just
the Princess and the Frog.
Yeah, I thought it was just gonna be internal. Like I just thought they were gonna change stuff on the inside, but it looks like they're scaffolding off and changing the whole exterior.
They're supposed to put like that boat on a tree or whatever that is.
And then I was shocked because I didn't know. So many years ago, they had the Swiss Family Robinson treehouse, right?
They turned it to Tarzan.
And turned it to Tarzan. It's now getting turned back into Swiss Family.
Good, awesome.
Which I was like, wait, we turned it into... Because I was like, okay, I get turning it to Tarzan because no one knows what Swiss Family Robinson... Like that movie's, 1960s.
It was one of the first attractions at the park too, yeah.
And do they have a lot of chocolate because they're Swiss?
Is that chocolates or chocolate?
Chocolate.
That's probably chocolate.
Okay.
No chocolate.
Okay, I just want to double check.
There's a lot of
yeah.
So they're putting it back to Swiss Family, which I was surprised. And I saw the designs. They put the pictures of the designs up. It looks amazing.
Yeah, I always liked the Swiss Family Robinson thing,
right?
Because I saw it as a kid, and then when they turned to Tarzan, I was like, "What the hell?"
I mean, I guess Tarzan came out 97?
That was a long time ago. Yeah.
Maybe it'll be less cheesy. Wink, wink.
Swiss cheese.
Swiss.
Cheese. Yeah. You got it.
I want one more Swiss joke out of you.
Fuck. Can't think of it. Keep going.
All right.
I'll come up with it.
You got it. All right. But yeah, no, I was, and that was the whole thing with Ahsoka we were walking through, Star Wars Land, Batu, and they had Mandalorian walking around with little baby Grogu.
Oh yeah, I've seen the video.
And it was, it's really cool because it's fully animatronic and everything.
Yeah.
It's like, and kids were going nuts, because just like baby Yoda, like, wah, like.
Did you keep your hands to yourself around Ahsoka?
There was no Ahsoka.
They're
That's
not,
what I'm saying.
So the problem is with that.
How is there no Ahsoka?
Well, the problem with that thing is that it's themed specifically towards the last trilogy because that's what Kathleen Kennedy wants. She doesn't want anything else.
Well, how is Mando in there?
Well, so that's beginning to change now because originally that's what it was. It's like that's why there's no Han.
You're right.
There's no Leia.
Yeah, because
I've been seeing.
There's no Luke because it's you see Disney. You see Rey.
Force Awakens.
You see Rey and you see Chewie and that's about it.
Like it's all
and then
what's First Order
right? And you see what's his name up in there? Ben
Chewie,
Solo.
Yeah.
Oh yeah,
but
Kylo
but there is an Ahsoka because I've seen video on like Instagram and TikTok.
Oh, she wasn't there when I was.
There is now. Now they're going back on that because they spent so much money on this Star Wars area, and people are like,
you can't be locked into those three movies.
Right, and it's just like this is dumb. People are like, where's because people go there expecting to see Luke, they go there expecting to see Ahsoka, they go there expecting to see Han Solo, and then you just see. Unfortunately, not a lot of people are into Rey. They're just not. People are like they see Kylo Ren and they're like, oh yeah, it's Kylo. Okay, Chewie. Oh shit, it's Chewie. People get excited with Chewie. Yeah. You don't really see a lot. You don't see R2D2. You don't see C3PO.
I want to see Cad Bane.
Cad Bane would be great.
Cad Bane would be dope. They need to start implementing all these different because they wanted to keep that area tied specifically to the timeline of the last, and it's just like that's not going to work. People are not that much into that trilogy.
Well, especially like that trilogy is now. I mean, that was done. What 2017 was the last one?
2018.
2018. Yeah. So like we're already 5 years past.
5 years, and people are already forgetting it.
Yeah,
they're already forgetting it.
Well, I think the actor who is playing Ahsoka used to be Rey in the park.
Oh, funny.
At least the face looks very familiar.
Yeah. Well, that's why I was surprised that I didn't see Ahsoka there.
Yeah.
Because I was like, they're not promoting the show. Like, why is Mando here?
So I had a friend of mine who went to Disney once, and they had
like might have been on smoke break or something.
Yeah. They had a separate area where they had
kids.
They had a photo opportunity with Chewie, and they had a photo opportunity with Rey.
Mm-hmm.
And he said that everybody was in Chewie's line, and there was nobody in Rey's line. And he felt so bad, he went over there and took a picture with her.
Some old lady was like, "Who are you?"
Yeah,
Ray.
Yeah.
Ray who?
Ray who? Ray Scott. No. Yeah, the whole line's like, "No, you're not." So I mean, that's the thing. It's just like people are just not into those characters, you know.
Yeah.
So stop trying to force it. It's not gonna happen.
No joke.
No pun intended.
Pun intended.
I said pun intended.
You said no pun intended.
No, I said...
No, you didn't.
Yeah.
It's not... If we're recording this thing.
What, it's no pun intended?
Yeah.
That's what I said. I said no pun intended.
I said pun intended.
But I said no pun intended.
I know, but I meant pun
I
intended.
know you meant pun...
Jesus Christ.
Who's on first?
But yeah, that's all I got for that. So, yeah. How was Disney?
Disney was great. My kid's 5 now, and he's tall enough and old enough to really get a lot of those rides. So we went on Smuggler's Run. We went on the Millennium Falcon. He got pilot. Nice. I got co-pilot.
Oh, he got the pilot?
He got.
How'd he do?
He did great.
Yeah,
really.
He loved it. He went nuts.
Every single time I've been on that ride, I've been on it twice. They put either a really young kid in there that doesn't know what the fuck they're doing, or they put this other person that just was completely out of it. And I was like, oh my god, guys, like, what are we doing here? You know? But I still had fun, but it was just like we didn't get anything. Right? Yeah.
Well, and my wife loved it. She was the gunner, so she was loving it because she just got to push the button and shoot things, and she would kind of pay attention to that little screen.
Yeah.
And then we got off, and my kid was like, "Do it again, do it again!" And it was like a 5-minute wait. It was like no line.
Oh, wow.
It was empty. The park was empty. So we went again. Mm-hmm. He got to co-pilot, and I told my wife, like, go for pilot, and I'll do the gunner this time. And
were you with a group of people, or was it just
it's the 4 of us.
So so there was just the 4 of you in the pilot in the cockpit.
And they do like when you do that, they do the engineers as like AI, so it's like you don't have to engineer.
Oh, nice.
But it was funny because like. So my wife has the same thing with motion sickness and gets sick on Star Tours. Mm-hmm. And so she was fine doing the gunner seat, but as soon as she got to pilot seat, like we got off the ride, she was like white as a ghost.
Really?
Like she was like, oh, I'm going to throw up. Wow. She was like, yeah, I just can't look at the screen. Mm-hmm. And it's like, as a pilot, that's kind of what you're doing as you're flying.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But you get to hit the levers for hyperspace. Which
I might be fine
that's
with
pretty cool,
because I'm moving as well, or like I'm controlling myself. Because a lot of arcades that I've been to where you're in the battle pod, moving, like I'm fine with that. That's
because you can focus on certain things. I'm like, I mean, it's a little jarring because one, pilot's doing left, right, and the co-pilot's doing up and down.
Oh, okay.
So that's how they break it up. But then we did Rise of Resistance right after that. It was like a 25-minute wait for Rise of Resistance. Wow. We're like, let's do it. And my kid loved it. Yeah. And, because it's very intense. Like, when you get off, they got, like, the Imperial officers that kind of interrogate
come up, they throw you in the prison cell.
Yeah. And I thought he would be freaked out. He was having a great time. Yeah. And then we got into the little, the transport, and we're running around the place. And they're, like, laser firing at us. And there's, like, little drop and stuff like that. And he was a little nervous around there. But then afterwards, I was like, oh, how'd you do, buddy? And he's like, well, I got hit by a laser, Daddy. I was like, really? He's like, yeah, next time I'm going to bring a big mirror. And so the lasers will bounce off the mirror. I was like, good plan. Good plan.
Very good plan.
So he has it all planned out for the next time we go. Awesome. But he was fully into it. He was digging it.
And be careful. You don't want him to turn into the Mirror Master. That's a little DC out there for you folks who don't know. But
he's just going to come with a full like mirrored suit.
Yeah.
Like, try to shoot lasers at me now, assholes. Pure deflection.
He just starts talking about world domination.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
I'll get you, Flash.
Cool, man. That's they're I just read today that they're adding a separate dedicated gift shop to Haunted Mansion.
Oh, nice. Yeah, that was still closed when we went because they were still going to get ready for Halloween. But
I'm not a big fan of that one, but the Tim Burton Nightmare Before Christmas for Haunted Mansion. That's okay. Sorry, go ahead.
Oh, no, I was going to ask, like, if you guys could add a small thing or even a ride or, like, something just to the Disney park or the Star Wars land, what would your idea be? Like, what would you want to see? Or do you think would be fun? Like, in my head, I was thinking, it'd be fun to have, like, a Sarlacc pit that people can like jump in, and
like
it's
a
like
bouncy house,
a little bouncy house, or maybe a slide. It leads to like wherever else, or I don't know, like what kind of is there something in the lore of Star Wars or Disney that you don't see that you would love to see in the park?
Yeah, I mean in the parks in the we keep calling it Star Wars Land. It has its own name. What's it called?
Batu.
Is it Batu? I thought it was something else. Something.
Well, that's the planet is Batu.
Yeah, it is Batu.
But the name of the station, it's the name of the area. It's called Farpoint Station. Not Star Trek. Whatever. See, we don't even remember it.
You got to get your transistors there or whatever.
What I would add there is the legacy characters.
Mm-hmm.
Let me see legacy characters. Let me see C-3PO walk around. Let me see R2D2.
Jabba's palace.
Let me see. That'd be awesome. Jabba's palace. Let me see Han. Let me see Luke. Let me see Leia. That's what I'd get. Yeah. Let me see Darth Vader. Fuck, dude. Yeah. How do you not have Darth Vader there? It doesn't make any sense.
I like the cantina. Have you been to the cantina?
Oh, it's really nice. Yeah,
it's really
beautiful.
Cool.
Yeah, it's beautiful. The drinks are good. They're strong too.
Yeah, they are.
I couldn't believe it.
Especially for Disneyland proper, like the park proper, to have a place to have booze.
I was like, holy shit! Yeah,
they don't do that. So
I went to Trader Sam's one time. I was like leaving Disney, and I was like, because I want to get a tiki mug from there, the zombie head. And so I ordered the drink, and then you can buy the mug if you want. So I was like, I'm gonna drink this and just buy the mug real quick. Dude, I drank that, and I was like, it's Disney. It's going to be watered down shit.
Nope.
That was some of the strongest. By the time I was done drinking it, because I was also super dehydrated, I was like, oh, shit, I'm drunk. I was like, I'm drunk. I'm sitting here. I'm like, and I was going to go like drive home after that. I was like, I now have to walk around downtown Disney and get some water and sober up. Because I was like fucked up. I was like, I couldn't believe it, dude.
Look at you fucked up.
Yeah.
I mean, like, if they would cast this character for the Cantina Bar, I would love to try for it. But I would just be like, I would walk up to random people like in the cantina and was like, my friend doesn't like you. And just say that to everybody.
For a moment, for a sweet I thought you were going to be the Rancor trainer. So you just walk around in a big diaper.
I mean, just that would be
if you want to see Chad in a massive diaper, I mean, this is the Rancor.
Please do it for Halloween, right?
Or I want to see Han in the park cutting open a tauntaun. He got it. Smelled bad on the outside, but he exaggerated.
The other cool thing would be if you got to blow away Greedo.
Oh yeah,
yeah,
like a little, like a Western town where there's an actual shootout, or like I don't know, like at a Ren Fair, if you follow a character, you get their little story throughout the thing. Yeah. That'd be fun, just to. Like, there's you can follow this one outlaw character, and they're get into mischief or something.
It was when we first opened it was way more like that, where it was like the character, the staff all acted like in character. That place. That's really died down.
That's really died down a lot because when I went to, I did the lightsaber experience there.
Yeah,
it was really cool. So they had like a folding board that they lay out, and they're like, what would you like? What part did you like? And as I was looking at it, Kylo Ren came by with some stormtroopers, and she's like, "Oh my god!" And she folded it up, and she didn't pull it out until they left.
Yeah.
And so I'm standing there like, okay, And so like we're watching Kylo and the stormtroopers interact, and it's actually pretty cute because they were like going up to somebody that like parked a baby stroller there. So like going up to the baby stroller, and they're like poking the baby stroller, like trying to look in there, and it was fun. Yeah. And then as soon as they left, that's when she pulled it back out. She's like,
I love that interaction.
Yeah. I went back again a couple months ago, and same place, lightsaber experience, and I saw Kylo and the stormtroopers walking by, and there was somebody doing exactly what I was doing, which was looking at the parts and they put shit away. Yeah, and they're just like talking to him. They just completely ignored him. Whatever.
But in terms of like any Disney property, I would love to see represented more. I'm a big Tron nerd. I love me some Tron. I know there's the Tron light cycle ride in Florida.
Oh.
There's one in Japan as well, and then they opened one in Florida recently. I would like to see more Tron in Disneyland property.
It's true, people. I saw this guy buy a cool Tron jacket at one of the cons. Yeah.
What would be great Tron-wise is if there's how you could go see that old stage performance of Indy, like dodging the boulder.
Yeah.
What if there was
disc show?
A disc a sporting arena, like a small little amphitheater for the arena, and they're throwing the disc back and forth.
Sold it to me.
It's like,
yeah. I mean, I remember. I don't know if you guys remember back in the 80s, they had the people movers that would take you around the park, and they had like a Tron section where you got Yeah, it was right over Star Tours.
Yeah.
Like it became the rocket sleds.
Yeah.
But
it was and
if you remember this, it takes you through and you get like digitized kind of the lights and then everything and you go through. Everyone used to love it.
I was in a game.
Yeah, and it was it's like the slowest ride in the park and people loved it because people would just get high on it all the time.
Yeah.
But this guy, yeah, he did.
Not me.
But yeah, I would love to see more Tron.
More Tron.
Cool.
More Tron.
So more Tron.
More Tron and more Star Wars legacy
characters.
characters.
Legacy characters, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
What if, like your favorite Disney movie? Like I don't see any great. Obviously, it's old. It's an old movie.
Yeah.
But like you would think they would keep some of their characters around just to like pop out every once in a while, like the Great Mouse Detective. Like I mean, Snow White still walks around, right?
Oh yeah.
So why not? Why not any of the other film characters? Like
that's a good
why
point,
doesn't Simba walk around? Like they get a little 2-man suit for a line, like puppeteer it or something like that.
That makes sense.
Bring out the fun ones that like our people. I mean, us of
our generation.
Our generation, the 90s.
Yeah, I mean,
we don't see a lot of those.
I think that they wasted a lot of like with the Avengers camp. I went to Avengers camps the first time just that couple months ago, and I was that same trip I was talking about, and I had heard about it, and I was like, I wasn't too excited for it. I was like, yeah, I'll check it out eventually, whatever. I really wanted to see Pim's Kitchen because I wanted to see the different proportions, and it was fun. Actually, I had really good breakfast there, but right across from there is the Avengers, like
the Quinjet,
the Quinjet thing, and I was like, that's it. This is kind of like even some of the interactions I've seen in the past, because like I guess because of COVID, they always have them like up on the balcony, and people are like waving and stuff.
Yeah.
Now they're doing more face to face.
Yeah.
But I was just like, it's just like it.
Yeah, they did a really good.
It definitely
it's
kind of boring.
Yeah. When Black Panther 2 came out, they did have like the Dora Milaje come out and do like a whole like a little dance sequence kind of thing, just showing off the moves.
And why don't they just keep doing? Why don't they keep doing that? That's awesome. Like keep doing that.
I think it's part of Disney's thing of like we got to market what's out now.
That's
so unfortunately,
but they didn't even market.
But they need
like Coco.
But this is but this is a park. You need to entertain at a park. You know what I'm saying? Like that's so dumb. That I remember seeing some of that stuff on YouTube. Like it was awesome, and people loved it. Man, they were lining up for it.
Yeah,
I was like, just keep doing that. That's working. No, of course not, because it's probably more. It's expensive. They got to keep the actors around, and you know, so that the costumes I'm sure aren't cheap. And so it's just like, come on.
I mean, it's weird that in the Star Wars land they'll keep up to date with what's happening now in the lore or whatever. But Disney, they've had ones from like 60 years ago or whatever, and they're current. They're still like Mickey Mouse has got to stay around. But like you see Captain Hook, it's like, come on, when's he been up in front? They're like, who really cares?
I went to there's a place called Goofy's Kitchen, which is actually pretty good food. It's like a buffet style thing. And
did Lilo pop in and be like,
no, but Chip and Dale was there. And I was like,
Chip and Dale.
I was like, okay, why are they here? Like, all right. They look cool, but I was like, all right, that's weird. Chip and Dale's here, I
mean, they had that recent movie thing, but
no, but this was years ago. This was
years
way
ago.
before the movie.
Wow,
I was like, this is when I went there with a friend of mine years ago.
Yeah.
And I was like, what the? And then he kept coming back, and even my friend was like, dude, what the? Like my kid wants to take a picture of somebody else. Like, go away, go away. It's just like,
get out of here.
Yeah, get out of here, damn chipmunk. But I don't know. You're right. I think they should probably bring out some more different characters.
Yeah, they have a huge catalog,
right? But they've got the typical ones are always walking the park. Captain Hook, Snow White.
Wouldn't you love to see
Alice there?
A King Arthur from Sword in the Stone.
They do have so they have a new parade out. We saw the parade yesterday. And one of the floats is Sword in the Stone. So they have Merlin and
interesting.
Yeah, the floats were awesome. By the way, the new parade. I think it might be over soon because it's like based on the summer stuff. But it was so you had like Moana, you had Frozen, you had Sword in the Stone, Cinderella.
Sword in the Stone.
Well, I think that's
that blew me away.
That's a deep pull. Yeah.
And they had a guy dressed like as the King Arthur and Merlin.
Wow.
Yeah, really good.
Well, I mean, that's the thing. I think that's lazy that they only save it for parade
Yeah.
floats and not have them roam around the park. That's
it was like 100 degrees out.
I mean,
so there was a lot less.
Yeah.
There was a lot less in characters, like in suit characters.
Yeah, that's a big problem too.
Because they could only be out for like 15 minutes.
Right, exactly.
before they're throwing up in those masks.
Yeah, I don't think that they have any kind of cooling systems in those suits.
No,
too,
they're
weird, which is weird.
Yeah.
You know, you would think that they'd have like some kind of advanced cooling system in there, as much as those suits already are. You know,
they just go swimming in the small world after all.
So,
oh god.
So my sister-in-law had a job at Disney for like a month or something, like really quick, where she had to clean out those heads. Like all the costumes, and she was like, it was so nasty.
I can only imagine.
She was like, she's like only did it for like a little bit.
Sneezing in there.
Oh my god! But it was like like they just like
you would think that you think the actors have to clean them out themselves. You know?
It's all separated over there. So they come over, they take off the costumes, and like someone's just Febrezing the shit out of it. You know,
really? Ugh, poor. That sucks.
Yeah,
that sucks.
She saw some things.
I bet. Yeah. That's why she only worked there for a month.
Yeah, it was like can't do it.
So yeah, if you guys got anything else, probably wrap it up.
Yeah, that's pretty much it. So
cool. I have my LAX Files podcast that's out. If you guys want to check it out, it's also on Spotify. The LAX Files, where I interview people who have something to do with Los Angeles. It's a Los Angeles-based podcast. People, events, places, organizations that make Los Angeles what it is. Mm-hmm. I have Armin Shimmerman on there, an interview with Armin Shimmerman on there, who played Quark on Deep Space Nine. I had a interview with the IMLA, the Italian-American Museum of Los Angeles, the curator of that, the curator of the USS Iowa. I've got two other podcasts that one were two other interviews. One that we're working on because my guest wants to clean some of the ums and uhs up. Mm-hmm. So we're going to clean that up. And then another one with...
Unlike this tight ship.
Yeah,
Hey, we're all natural here.
Exactly.
That's right. You get all the ums and ahs, baby.
We're human beings. I am not superior to my audience. Me and my audience are one. We're the cream. We join together.
See, it's gold like that. That keeps you listening.
Yes, exactly. I also I wrote a novel because I am a writer. At least I'm trying to be. Wrote a novel a couple years ago. It's called The Armies That Remain. It's about it takes place right after the American Civil War in Atlanta, and I've been trying to sell it for a long time. There's been some interest in it, but nothing's panned out. So I'm going to turn it into an audiobook. I recently sent it to one of our guests, Matt Zunick, who is a voice actor. And Matt does voices on Instagram, and so he is gonna read it for me as an audiobook, and then I'll post it on YouTube. So
it's really erotic too. So
super.
Hot and sweaty, just like the Civil War was down south.
That's not all.
It is.
South.
It is nothing of that. No, not erotic.
No, what?
It's
just the fanfic I wrote.
It's a fanfic about the Civil War.
It's a spin-off parody.
No, it's
I do declare.
It's a serial killer thriller, so be on the lookout for that. I'll keep you guys informed, and then once it's on YouTube, I'll let everybody know.
Yeah.
Hopefully, you check it out.
Awesome! Can't wait! Thanks, wait!
Man.
Yeah. Chad, you doing anything fun? Anything to promote?
No, not at all.
All right.
Thanks for throwing me under the bus.
Are you doing anything?
No.
What's up with your? I'm going to keep bragging on you because I want you to do this. What's up with your audio?
Your
booth?
The booth? That's nothing at the moment, but it's in progress.
Still in construction.
I'm going to start sending you things when it's up, dude.
Yeah, don't send me any dick pics. That's all I ask.
Well, that's all I was going to send you. I want you to voice the dicks.
Hey,
it's me. I'm Stan the Dick.
Yeah, do descriptions for the blind.
Okay. Let's now talk about erotic.
Audio dick pics brought to you by Chad Cook.
That's good.
Hello. This is Michael Attenborough.
The third Attenborough.
I talk specifically about man's genitalia.
All right. I'll be on the lookout for that for Chad's men's genitalia.
Yeah. It'll be the mangina monologues.
Coming soon.
Coming to a theater near you.
Get it? Did you see what I get?
Yeah,
C-U-M.
Not as good as my Swiss jokes. There was a lot of holes in it.
There's
a third one.
I made it happen.
Made it happen.
Manifest that shit.
Good job.
But all right, guys, thank you for making it to another end of an episode of Enter the Nerdom.
Hopefully.
If you aren't already, subscribed and liked and what are you doing with your life?
Yeah. Jesse Ventura, hi, welcome on the podcast.
Oh, hi. Yeah, I just wanted to say that it was a great time that I had time to spend with you guys. So I just, I remember Chad always does this outro type of thing that he likes to do, and I thought I would do it for him.
I think it'd be just great if you chimed in.
Yeah, okay, here it goes. Enter the Nerdom, exit the Prometheus, the greatest Ridley Scott movie that there ever was and ever will be because of the Bud's ballistic.